Breaking news, Chris.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is dangerous. Like, every time there's breaking news, it's really dangerous.
Seth Green's NFTs have been stolen.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good one. Get fucked.
Somebody took 3 monkeys.
Well, wait a minute.
I have the scoop on who did it. What's up?
I was going to say, you created NFTs, so can't you just, like, give it back to him?
No, I'm the one who stole them.
Oh, fuck.
I stole Seth Green's NFTs. I've got one hanging on my fridge. We're going to check Twitter. Check the I Have More Trophies Than You Twitter to see it. We're going to tweet that out when this episode goes live. But this is a direct message to Seth Green. Seth Green, I stole your monkeys, your 3 monkeys in your doodle that we was like trying to like be like, look, this one's worth $28,000. You fucking idiot. Anyway, I've got them and I will only sell them back to you for, I've been watching a lot of those. Do you watch those videos of the dudes that mess with the scammers from India?
Sometimes, like
I love them
on Twitch and stuff. Yeah,
there's a guy named Pierogi. There was a dude that was like hacking into the security cam feeds of the buildings and like talking. It was like, hey, why are you wearing a white shirt and a dress? And then saying by their real names because he can see like their desks and everything. And it's like this has been great. So Seth Green, I will only take gift cards as the payment to get your stuff back. You can send me PSN gift cards or Best Buy gift cards. I take those. So if you want your NFTs back off my fridge, please contact us. But until then, hey, Seth Green, I have more NFTs than you, and I have more trophies than you. Welcome, friends, to another episode of I Have More Trophies Than You. This is a video game podcast about video games and the different ways that people play them. I am your host, Dr. Ryan, wait for it, you're going to notice the difference here.
Oh, fuck.
Currently, 72nd best gamer in all of North America.
Shit.
I've jumped up a little bit. We'll get into it. Joining me, as always...
It's me.
Wow, fucking. You want to take 2 on that? You want to be a little more enthused about our show?
I have like some. Okay, hey, it's me. I'm Chris. I'm the co-host of the show. My back is killing.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm the
71st. 71st.
71st. Did you just like? Did somebody go down a rank just now?
Well, no, it hasn't updated yet. So like it says 76, but I've updated it. And looking at this, I have 10 more. I have like 1 bronze trophy more than the person at 71, so that would put me at 71 and dump them down.
Oh shit.
So I'm just claiming 71 right now.
Damn. You're up there. You're really in the grind of it, right now, aren't you?
Yeah. We'll talk about that soon. Yeah. Anyway, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm the host of the show.
I hiccuped when I said that.
I'm proud of you. Did the hiccup feel good at least?
No.
Okay. I have something. I want to go right into it because this is something that's relevant for me right now.
Oh,
I've got a new segment. I brought a segment to the show.
Segments? I love segments.
So, welcome to the tournament report.
What?
Yeah, I'm stealing your bit.
No, that's you can't call it report. I own reports. I'm the
repo.
There's only
report.
two. There's only
the report.
There's only 2 people allowed to do reports. Me and Report of the Week. Those are the only 2 reports allowed.
I'll do the Stephen Colbert the rapport. Welcome to the tournament rapport.
That's fine. play the Stephen Colbert. I don't even remember what the theme song to the Colbert Report was.
Oh my god,
it's been so long. It's been so long. Yeah, put it in the background when you said that.
All right, we'll do it. Yeah,
was it da na 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 na? No, that was the Daily Show.
Yeah, that's Daily Show.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Oh man, this is. Do you miss his old show? Because I kind of do. Like I thought it was really smart and
like a report intro,
clean. Although I wonder how that would work in like today's society. You know?
Oh, I remember. It's like no. It doesn't matter. I don't think the Colbert Report would have worked in the last couple of years because it would have just been too much.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like his outlandish
like
character is a little too like relevant. Like,
well, the whole idea was him siding with things that he was against because it's like ha ha ha, get it, and it worked back then because like we weren't as divided as we are now, and so it was just like it's funny, get it, because not both sides weren't as terrible as they are now.
Right.
Now it had just been like you would have had to say some real heinous shit to sound like you're on the other side, and some people would just be like,
they'll just take that out of context.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that that era of the Colbert Report, perfect. It's a good time capsule. I wish you could go like the sad thing about the Daily Show and the Colbert Report is that I don't think you can like they don't have them anywhere. So it's like that's just gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've got to somewhere. Like there's
clips. I have a DVD set of like when they were doing. It's called Indecision 2004. It's like all of the Daily Show's best bits during the 2004 presidential election. It's like that's funny, but there's no like. It's not like the Comedy Central like catalog, which is on streaming sites. It's like you can't go back and like I want to watch every Daily Show. You just can't do that, which is too bad. Anyway, tournament report. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as you might remember from our last episode, I was going off to play in the Indianapolis.
To that episode.
Well, that's fair. I went to play in the Indianapolis Regional for Pokemon TCG. It was no, I didn't. But I'm very proud with how I finished because it was the largest regional to date, which is insane. After,
do you think it's because everybody's just like, I want to go do it?
I think it's kind of. I think it's a little part that, but also Indianapolis is kind of everyone's favorite city to play the game in because we used to have nationals here for many years, and they were always the largest. Like they always got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden they were just like, hey, let's just not do it in Indy anymore and let's go to Columbus. And it's like Columbus, Ohio, and it's like, why? Ohio is a fucking pit. It's a disaster. Like, sorry if you live in Ohio, like you understand. So yeah, it's now in Columbus, Ohio, and also we've switched to international championships. Like nationals are no longer a thing. It's now the whole continent of North America runs this event now instead of just the United States, because Canada used to have their own national and so did Mexico. But so yeah, I think it was one of those things where it's like no one's played in the last 2.5 years. And it's in Indy, so let's all meet back in Indy and have a good time, which that's exactly what it was. Like, I saw a lot of friends that I haven't seen in years, like even ones that just don't even play anymore. They just came to the event to be there and play in side events and stuff. So it was really nostalgic, and it was a lot of fun. But as I said, it was the largest event for the TCG, at least, because I've got some numbers. This was announced right at the beginning. And I don't know, what's your like thought of player count when it comes to the video game to the trading card game? Because I would think like most people I hear are like, oh, I play the video game, like I love the video game, like blah 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 blah, and that like no one would play the TCG. Do you feel that way?
No, I think isn't the CCG insanely popular? Plus, fucking Logan Paul's bullshit of like, and everyone doing like, we're gonna open Pokemon cards.
Yeah, but that's
but the thing is, only so many people can open that before they go, well, I might as well play with these. So I feel like it did increase the amount of players as well. So I bet there's like, I'm gonna guess, I don't know, I'm gonna guess that 300 people showed up to your tournament.
No,
more or less.
More.
1,000 people showed up.
Yes, more than 1,000 actually.
4,000 people.
No,
showed up.
not 4,000.
1,100 people showed up.
Yeah, it was for Masters. It was 1,126 players for the main event.
Masters? Oh, that's like
that would be 15 and above, I believe. Maybe 16 and above. It's right around that range. But
that sounds about right. Plus, honestly, the thing is like, no, I think it's because the Midwest is more compact, so more people are going to come from further away, and also there's shit all to do, so like things like that are going to be bigger. Here on the West Coast, it would be like we're so spread out. It's like, yo, there's a big tournament in Portland, it's only going to be people from Portland or Seattle, and then like only some big shot is going to fly in, and that'd be it. You know what I mean?
There are so many people.
When I did L5R, that's how it was over here. It's like they'd have thousands of people at like Gen Con or the West Coast or East Coast. And then when I went to West Coast tournaments, it was like, yo, what a turnout. We got 80 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you are kind of correct in that assessment of our game, the Pokemon TCG, because the West Coast events are smaller. You're more spread out. There's mountains separating.
I don't even think that's Pokemon. I think that's just the West Coast in general. That goes for card games, video games, everything. It's just we as West Coasters don't want to travel that fucking long unless there's like those hardest of hardcores.
Right.
Or people like me would like do it every once in a while.
There are definitely like I had a handful of friends that they live in LA that came to the event, but there were a lot of players from Southern Florida that came. They're like, I drove 20 hours for this event. It's like, what? Well, like, it's insane.
Okay, hold on.
But
you can't, but Florida people are crazy to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. But it's the Midwest is definitely I even dare to say it's a more competitive area just because we have some of the best players in the world just here in Indianapolis. But then also all the major events, like if we want to go to Chicago, 2 hours, Columbus, 2 hours, Nashville, 5. Like it's every major city is within a decent car ride. So
exactly. And if it's like, if I wanted to go Portland, that's 4 hours. If I want to go to Seattle, that's 8 hours. If I want to go to San Francisco, that's 8 to 9 hours, or maybe 6 to 8 hours. If I want to go to LA, that's 12 hours. If I want to go to San Diego, that's 14 hours.
Right.
If I want to go to Vegas, that's 12 to 13. And so it's like, I think you are spoiled to travel.
Yeah, and I think if I remember
when you move here, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of looking forward to it just because I'm ready to have a little bit smaller of an event again because it is so hard to play 16 rounds of Pokemon.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's fun being the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of good players out there, but like, Salt Lake City, I think was the only other regional that North America has had since coming back from COVID, which we only started events, I think, back in March.
Cool.
So
14-hour drive from where you're moving to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
By the way.
I mean, I'd still probably
14 to 16.
Probably do it, but like
faster to fly. Probably.
I'd probably fly, but I think they had 280 masters, so it's like, definitely tell that Indianapolis is bigger, but it was kind of funny because quickly just going through the video game had 250 masters, 7 seniors, and 9 juniors. So that's like the little kids. Like,
yeah, I feel like the video game has fallen off compared. The card game is massively popular.
It's so good,
and people love card games. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been thinking recently, just like my local game store. Shouts out Astral Games in Medford, Oregon. Shouts out Aaron, the owner. And that's where we used to play L5R. That's where I used to play Doomtown, shit like that. And like between talking to you about card games and everything, I've gotten the bug of like, maybe I should just like, I don't want to play Magic.
Yeah. I've
heard the Pokemon scene might be kicking. It'd be like, I wouldn't buy packs. I would just buy a deck and play it.
I would absolutely say do not buy packs for Pokemon. Like, if anything, that is the most toxic way to play this game. Like, no. I do not buy booster packs. Our boosters are so loaded with bullshit that you can buy, and not only that, boxes are like $200 fucking thanks to the Paul brothers.
The rare cards are just art cards of the normal cards. If I started playing, if I went down and found out there was like a legitimate scene in my town that wasn't just kids and it was fun, I would just go to you and be like, make me a deck. Here's my budget. Make me something that'll wreck these people. And then I would just, play that.
Yeah. And which, speaking of budget, like my deck that I played, I think probably is like a $30 deck. Like I played the most budget deck going in, and I went, my record was 5 wins, 3 losses, and a tie, after 9 rounds. So,
what's the like most busted broken deck in Pokemon right now?
Right now, the best deck in format, personally, I think it's the deck that I took in. I think Malamar is way good. I think people are sleeping on it. I think it's going to have a really strong performance at North America, either at North America or the next one. Right now, what's winning is Arceus and something. So Arceus is a super versatile card. It's got a new V-Star ability, which is a thing that you can use once per game. And what you do, the cool thing about the V-Star, unlike we used to have GX attacks, which were the exact same thing, but they were all attacks. So you had to use it as an attack, and that just ended, right? But the V-Star are sometimes abilities, so you could use it in the middle of your turn and still continue on with your turn. And so Arceus, his V-Star is just search your deck for any 2 cards and put them in your hand, which is busted. Like, it is so busted because it is your out for any turn you need it to be. So any turn you're just in there and you're like, God damn, I wish I just had this 1 card. Or even just, man, I really need these 2 cards to make things work out. Oh, Arceus V-Star, I'll do Starbirth. Cool. Got it. Oh, now I got my 2 cards. Now I'm going to win this game.
I feel like there was when I played WWE Raw Deal, there was a deck like that where it's just like, instead of drawing a card, I forget who it was. It was like, instead of drawing a card, just pick any. Oh, I think it was The Undertaker. It was like, instead of drawing for your turn, just take any card you want out of your graveyard or your discard. I forget what the discard pile was called. It had like a fun name.
Yeah, like it. Anytime there's an ability like that to search your deck for anything or search your discard for something, those are always the most broken things in the game.
The most. There was okay. Hold on. Side note about WWE Raw Deal. There was for just so you know, for like how this game works, it was a deck your opponent game. When you did damage, they had to overturn cards, and it was the first person to like have no cards. Like if you had to overturn a card and you couldn't, you lost. Mm-hmm. And so there was a deck mechanic called Heat, which is that you could play cards out of your discard pile that had the Heat tag. But if you ever shuffled a deck back into your shuffle card back into your deck to like regen, you had to exile all those cards from the game.
Okay.
So it was all about like, could you beat your opponent before you kill yourself? But there was this deck of, do you know Evolution? How's your wrestling knowledge?
It's moderate. It's okay.
You know who Evolution was?
No.
Evolution was Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista. They were a very dominant faction in like the early to mid 2000s. Anyway, they had the mechanic of you would, at the beginning of your turn, you would basically look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them back in any order, discard the top 2 and draw the third. So it's basically draw 3 cards, keep 1 and discard 2.
Okay. And
so you could easily with them flood your deck with Heat cards and then just like be unstoppable because it's like, yeah, you're on a timer because you can't shuffle them back in, but it was you were overclocking your discard pile with what you needed, while at the same time having the reversals or whatever you needed in your. It was so good.
It was like a dredge control, like kind of.
Yeah, it was really fun because it was you versus. It wasn't you versus your opponent. It was you versus the clock, and I always did like that one.
That's tight. Like, yeah. I love that kind of stuff. And honestly, I love dead card games. So like maybe like you'll have to show me how to play that sometime.
I think I still have some decks somewhere, but like I went through this when I moved from Portland back to Medford. And it's so stupid. I went through this like I don't need this anymore, and I took all of my dead card games that like none of my friends wanted to play. I just threw them in the trash.
Well,
like thousands of raw deal cards, thousands of L5R. Well, L5R once it died. All of my World of Warcraft card, like any game that I had played that I had amassed a collection, I was just like, you know what? Fuck this, and just in the trash they went. Now I like, oh man. That was dumb of me, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I feel that. But the Arceus is the best thing right now, but you can pair it with almost anything because that card is just so good.
Could you put Arceus in your deck?
I could, but it would just kind of clunk it up. Like the whole point of my deck is kind of similar to what you were talking about just now. It's like,
I looked at your deck, knowing nothing about the game. I think I got it, which is that you have some type of card with a modifier called Rapid Strike, and then you got a guy that says my attack does 30 times the amount of Rapid Strike cards in my hand, and then all your support cards were about drawing cards.
Yeah, so basically...
So you're just trying to... Can you deck yourself in Pokemon?
Yeah, totally. But
so you're just trying to draw as many as you can. Is there a max hand size?
No.
So you're just trying to draw as many of these rapid fire cards as you can, as quickly as you can, and then just
shuffle them back into my deck, and then I just one hit everything.
And you're not even trying to like do 6 prizes. You're just trying to wipe their bench out.
No, I am trying to take 6 prizes because most of the decks in the format right now either give off 2 prize per knockout or 3. So the biggest deck that I was scared of is the Arceus list, but paired with dark Pokemon because I have a dark weakness. And then also there's a lot of dark Pokemon that fit into Arceus that are just 1 prize Pokemon. And my whole deck was 1 prize Pokemon. So if my opponent was going to try and beat me, they had to take full 6 prizes. So for me, I had to take maybe 2, 3
I see what
per
you're saying.
game. So like if I came up against Mew, great matchup for me. Mew gives off 3 prizes per Mew I kill. So it's like I just need to kill 2 and I win the game.
The thing about Pokemon, and like this is all my knowledge of it comes from when I originally played the game when it first came out, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that I still think sucks about the Pokemon TCG is the weaknesses. Because I had a bomb ass fighting deck, and it was like anytime I was like, oh, they're playing Psychic. Not only am I weak to them, they're resistant to me. It's like I shouldn't even try.
Yeah.
The idea that there's a deck that like you can't if a deck like kind of is the antithesis of another deck, but you can still try, that's fine. The minute you're just like, you're gonna lose, don't even worry about it. It's like, well, that's not fun.
And that's the thing is like I think the weakness has definitely got weakness and resistance has gotten a lot better over the years, especially with like my deck. It's like, yes, I'm very scared of coming against the Arceus Darkless, but the thing is
Darkius.
Yeah, Darkius. But I won like half of those matchups. Like it's not an auto loss because the thing is as long as I can kill the Arceus, I'm gonna take 2 prizes off of it. And then they're gonna throw something up and kill me and they'll just take 1. So I should always be up in the prize game as long as I'm firing. Like if I hit a dead hand, that's what killed me, and that's anytime I lost during this event, it was to a dead hand. It wasn't to an opponent's board state or my board state not being well enough. It was because I just
get a dead hand
though. For me, it's like right now I'd say it's like 70-30, like 70 in favor of me, 30% like
that's still pretty like if you want to be running something like that, you have to like streamline it to make sure that doesn't happen.
But that's one of those things that it's like I can do that, but I just can't hit it twice in a row. And I think that like it was pretty rare, I guess, because again, like I
played in Raw Deal. Mm-hmm. I played a deck much like you're doing, but it was the same thing. There were Raw and SmackDown cards. You can only have one in your deck, right? Mm-hmm. There was a deck of a tag team called 3 Minute Warning, which were all based on the Raw cards. It's like they could only play Raw, and they got like more things for playing Raw. And there was a card there was an action card in the game that said your next maneuver is unblockable, which means they have to take the damage, and it's plus damage equal to the number of other Raw cards in your play area that you've played already. Because any card you played stayed out, and so that whole deck was the same thing as you're doing. My whole premise was play nothing but actions and reversals and whatever that have the Raw symbol, and then trying to get these 2 cards, that card and then the one Raw maneuver card that I had. And then it's like, all right, I've got the number high enough now. You can't kill me because my deck is nothing but fuck yous, sort of like a blue in Magic, where it's like, no, that doesn't happen. No, that doesn't happen. And then it's once enough of those are on the table, play this action that can't be stopped, and then I play this maneuver that can't be stopped, and I kill you. And that kind of seems like what yours is. It's just do whatever you can, do whatever you can, kill. And I like those decks. And like I said, if I do end up playing, I might hit you up to make me that deck, and I'll just send you some money.
Yeah, totally.
But I would want something that's more like I want to be able to hit it every time.
Yeah, that's the thing is, again, I think my deck is very, very consistent. Because that's the thing about Pokemon is luck is the biggest factor of the game.
And that's the one thing I hate, games that are based on luck.
Yeah, but the good thing about Pokemon is that you draw a lot more than you do in almost any other card. I'd say Digimon's the only game you draw more cards in. And it's like, again, like very rarely I would hit a dead hand, but even sometimes hitting the dead hand would be okay because I should always be up in the prize trade. So I can let my opponent take a turn. Like, that's fine. It's just if it ends up being like 3 turns in a row, then it's just like, oh, this is not working for me right now. And it's just, I just can't draw this just one card to get me going. But
anyway, so what did you come in at the tournament?
I ended up 181st out of 11, almost 1,200.
I mean, that's like the top 10%. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm very proud. And
was your record?
Playing? So 5-3-1. So 5 wins, 3 losses, and a tie.
Winning record. That's good.
And the guy that gave me my first loss, which set me on the spiral going down, because I started off 5-0.
Oh, you're always good until you get that first loss.
Yep.
And everything starts to suck shit.
Yep. And the guy
wait, how do you tie in Pokemon?
Time.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's if you win game 1, And that's again, I take 6 prizes, so I play very long games. Or you have to take 6 against me, so it's a very long game 1.
Time hits, it's not whoever has the most prizes.
No, not anymore. So it's based on full game. So if I win game 1, which I usually did, we'd go into game 2, and if game 2 could not finish it has to be a full finish, then I just won the match. But unfortunately, most of my games went through game 1 and game 2. We just never got through game 3 because the format right now is a lot slower than it has been for the last, God, I'd almost say 10 years. So it's like, I feel like the time extension needs to be there. Like, we need to play 55 minutes instead of 50-minute matches. Maybe even, I would love 60-minute matches, but seeing as each round took about an hour and a half to get through, I don't think it's very viable to just say, oh yeah, players get 10 more minutes and then we'll have 2-hour rounds basically, so I don't know. I think the game is in a really good spot. I think anyone interested in a TCG, like Pokemon's a really good one to get into right now. It's not the most expensive game out there. It's a little bit more expensive.
It's the most expensive game in the fucking world.
Well, only if you're buying boosters, because again, there are plenty of decks like the RCS lists that are the ones that are winning right now, which run Beedrill. Like the most expensive card in that deck is going to be the RCS V-Star, which is like maybe $30 a pop right now.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, and it's like you buy like maybe 3 of those. And that's it. So it's like those are the most expensive cards. Everything else is probably like 70 cents or less.
I thought these cards were going for like hundreds of dollars.
All the alt arts are,
but the alt arts don't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just play minimum rarity for most of my stuff.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what the card looks like. I just care about what it does.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
The game's over.
No, hang on. One last thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I hate Pokemon. They got 300 HP. That's stupid. You're dumb. If you think that. Because
cool.
No. Because
hold on. Welcome to our new segment. Chris insults our audience and we lose followers. Go ahead.
No.
This is great business. It's a great business tactic. Go ahead.
Because look, the game is great. The game is completely balanced around those numbers because having smaller numbers means you don't get to spread things out more evenly. So it's more even now. Not only that, there is a new format coming out called it's out. They had 2 events for it at Indianapolis Regional. I would assume they're going to have them at Milwaukee this weekend and at NAIC's, but it's called the Gym Leader Challenge format. It's created by Andrew Mahoney, who's one of the top players in the world. It is a single-ton format, so that means you can only play 1 of each named card. You can only play a single type, and there are no...
You can only have 1 energy?
No. Basic energies don't count towards any of that stuff. If you wanted to play a weird rainbow list with like Ho-Oh, you totally could. But you can only play 1 type of Pokemon per deck. And not only that, rule box Pokemon are not allowed in the format. So GX's V's...
What's a rule box Pokemon?
Anything. They're Pokemon that have a rule box on the card that say like, when you knock out this Pokemon V, you get 2 prizes, or like...
Okay.
Or a Radiant Pokemon that's like, you can only run 1 of this card per deck. It's like, those are rule boxes on cards. They're not allowed. So
it's
all the big
it's
cards.
Like basic Pokemon only. Well, not basic type, but you know what I mean? It's
just the standard. The normal ass Pokemon that you grew up like evolving and stuff. That's what the format is. And it's super fucking fun.
It's like when you would play the game with your friends and you're like, okay, no legendaries. We're just going to fight no legendaries.
Yeah. It's basically that. And it's great. It's both of the events had about 100 players per, and everyone was having fun. Like almost every type was represented, like because and it's also the black and white on cards, so it's our expanded format if anyone understands that terminology. So it's anything from black and white to current, so there's a huge pool of cards that you can look at and find what you want to play. So I ended up playing a fire deck, but I played a mill list, so I just discarded my opponent's deck. It was great. And then like my wife played a psychic spread deck, so she spread damage counters through all the Pokemon and then just tried to take every prize in a single turn.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, there's so much variety in it. It's great.
You're getting me hyped up for this game. I'm gonna go check out my local game store, and hopefully, like, if I get down there and it's like, yeah, it's a bunch of children, it's like, well, never mind. But if I go down there and there's like people playing it that aren't like
kids,
fucking just turbo nerds. Also, it has to be cool people, just like normal people, not like fucking people that I don't want to be around. But if they are cool, then I might start playing Pokemon. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say the that new app is coming out hopefully sometime soon. They keep talking about it, but they talked about it a lot, and then now it's silent. So who knows?
I don't want to play the digitally because, like, if I'm the time that I would be playing it digitally, I'd rather play games for trophies. Like, this is something I want. Sense. I'm looking to do something where it's like I get to go hang out and like do shit. Anyway, do you have video games?
Yeah, the other game that I've really been kind of playing is called Peglin. I don't know if you've heard this. It's like a new roguelite.
This is the Peggle roguelite.
Yeah, where you play as like a little goblin, and you basically just play Peggle, and every peg you hit like modifies how much damage you send out towards the enemies you've got to attack, and you're just playing a roguelike, like you're just trying to get from one end of the board to the boss, kill the boss, move on to the next board, and it's been a lot of fun. It's super chill game. It's like $20 though, so I don't know if I'd say pay $20 for it. Maybe pay $15 for it on Steam sale though.
Maybe wait.
Yeah, maybe wait. It'll go down to fucking dirt cheap here soon, but it is a lot of fun. So I would check that out if you're looking for some Peggle action. If you're looking to get pegged, go check out Peglin.
Don't. I've heard that joke on every video game podcast for the last week.
Is it really?
It's not funny. All right. Hey, before we talk about video games that I played, you want to hear about video games I bought and haven't played yet?
Yeah. What have you bought?
Welcome to Ryan. What are we calling this? Ryan's
magical bag of games.
No, we're not calling it Ryan's magical bag of games. Ryan's museum. The Ryan Museum. Very happy to get some cool games this week. Number one, I've made it. I think I have a new goal, and it's to get every Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune game. It's because I feel like I own a bunch of them. Okay. But I did get this is pretty cheap. It was like $10. I found a boxed copy of Wheel of Fortune on Super Nintendo. That's kind of cool. I finally got God of War on Vita. I've been looking for that one for a while because I thought it'd be fun to play God of War and God of War 2 again. A game that I've been wanting.
The first two are on Vita?
Yeah, they put
I never even knew that.
The God of War collection. It's just God of War and God of War 2 on Vita. There's a couple Vita collections so I have this. I want to get. There's the Sly Cooper one that's got 1 and 2, and then they put a code in for 3, but all those codes are expired, so you'd have to buy that one digitally. But I'd love to play those again on Vita. There's a Ratchet and Clank one, and then there's also a Jak and Daxter one. I'd want to play Jak and Daxter 1, but not 2 and 3 because you can't use. Jak and Daxter 2 and 3, there's dev modes where you can just cheat and get all the trophies without having to play them because those games suck. You can't do it on Vita because you need a second controller. But I guess I could always try those. But it would just be fun to have. So I would like to get those. The jewel, like the best, or the second, the jewel of the collection I got this week. But the second, like the big boy thing that I got this week, a boxed copy of Golden Sun on GBA. Oh, shit. I played that game back in the day and I loved it, so I just had to have it. I'd love to play it again. A game that I also found that I've never played, but it's from one of my favorite series. I got Advance Wars Days of Ruin on DS. I'm gonna play that when I take my trip, like on the plane. I fucking love Advance Wars, and I never played this one. This is like the last one where it's what happens if Black Star or Black Hole. That's it.
Black Hole.
What happened if Black Hole had won? Black Hole were the bad guys, and so it's like you're in a post-apocalyptic bad Advance Wars. So I'm excited to play that. I really fucking love Advance Wars. I bought. Now this is spoiler. I haven't talked about this, but I'm going to be playing this. I started my stream again, and season 3 of Office Hours is educational. We're playing educational games. Everything is about educating. So I did pick a copy of this game called World Quiz, which is apparently a mobile game that they ported to PS4, but I got it physically, and it's just. There's 5,000 questions and you have to answer them all. So we're going to learn about geography on my stream. I also, because it was only $10, I finally picked up a copy of this game that I've been hearing about, Rustler, which is apparently they made like it's a top-down GTA that's based in like medieval times. I don't know anything about it, but it looks like they're trying to rip off Bully. Like the main character looks like the dude from Bully, and it's all about being in medieval times and stealing horses. It was $10. I'm going to try that out.
Right on.
Got a copy of Gravity Rush Remastered. Wanted that for a while. Found it at GameStop for $55. So thank you, GameStop. A copy of, I've never heard of this game before, but it was only $5, so I bought it. It's a PS3 Move game called PlayStation Move Heroes. I don't know what it is. It was $5. And then I bought because I found these each for $5. Lego Harry Potter volumes 1 through 4 and 5 through 7 on PS3. Just growing my ever expanding Lego collection, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
But the absolute jewel of the collection, my new favorite thing in my entire collection that I bought this week, a pristine with poster Nintendo Power issue 1.
I watched you buy that.
You did. It's apparently worth much more than I paid for it. But it's probably not true. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to have it. I've always the reason I've always wanted this is because I remember when I was in Weeblos, which is like above Cub Scouts. It's above Cub Scouts, but before Boy Scouts.
Yeah, it's your transition period.
When I was still living in San Diego, I was in Weeblos, and the Scoutmaster, we would go over to his house, and he had a bunch of magazines for kids to read while they were working, and he had some old Nintendo Powers that he had the first issue. Of course, at that point, I didn't know how special it was because I was only like 8 or 9. That would have been like 93 or 94, and this is from 88, so it was kind of old. And I would always just read old Nintendo Powers, and I do remember reading issue 1 and being like, oh, that's cool, it's the first one. And it was about Super Mario 2, which is like one of my favorite NES games of all time because it was the first game I ever beat in my entire life, and I beat it with my papa. So it was cool to have. I've read through this. It's really kind of very cool and nostalgic. I don't know if I'm going to get it framed or I'm just going to put a backing board behind it and just have it, but I'm very excited to have this. I've also bought a couple other Nintendo Powers online. I got a couple coming that I found cheap, but I bought one that's Disney's Tarzan. I got Mario Party, and then I got a Wii one that's Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword. That one's not so good, but I would look to start getting a bunch of old Nintendo Powers.
I was going to say, you got to hunt down the Twin Snakes and the Killer 7 ones.
So that one, because of this, but the rarest one, other than the second rarest one after the number 1, is the one it's got like one of the Star Wars Shadows of the whatever, because it's the one that came with the SSE on ticket for Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh yeah,
that card is worth $250. I have that card somewhere.
I have that card too.
Yeah, it's worth $250, man.
Damn. I know exactly.
Somewhere, I don't know where it is, but somewhere I've got my e-reader and all the cards, and I've got that card. But for a little bit more than what the Nintendo Power number 1 is worth, it's that one, because if you've still got the card inside, like attached to it.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like I don't know if I would need that, but maybe I do, but I don't know. But that's what I bought. As far as what I played, I mean, whatever, it's been a pretty slow week. So I normally get like maybe 15 to 20 platinums.
Yeah.
Okay, just a paltry 76 platinums since last episode.
Jesus Christ, dude. You have a problem. You need help.
I wanna thank our good friend Kieran. I finally ripped the seal and I bought UK PSN cards, and I've opened the forbidden door, and now I'm here. I streamed last night for the first time in months, and I got 46 platinums on air.
Jeez.
Plus a couple more today, and then some others that I had done in the week. Well, here's the deal. Why I recently, for this episode, I platinumed Lego Dimensions on PS3 and PS4.
Right.
And the PS4 one, which I just platinumed, I want to say like 2 days ago. When was it? When did I get the platinum for Lego Dimensions? Yeah, it was like on the 15th, and today's the 7th. Yeah, I think I got it. That sounds about right. I think I got it on Sunday. And then it was just like My Name is Mayo 3 came out today, and it's like, that'd be funny to get as a milestone and make it 1,200. Might as well just get 50 more platinums. And so I did it, and I thought it'd be fun to do on the stream. And man, now it's opened up a world of not only like a bunch of shit platinums, but it's like there's some legitimate games that I love that it's like, I can play again. So I'm kind of happy. But let's go over what I played, and then I'll tell you about what I'm planning on playing. Yeah, and there's a couple of these games I'll stop and I want to talk about really quick. But okay, we're going to go quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Slot the Rocks on PS4 and PS5. That is a block moving puzzle game. It's not very good. Probably one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life. Not because it's not easy, like it's easy to play, but it's just like, this sucks. Played a game called The Jikus, which is it's for $6. It is literally somebody made an animation of like 2 shitty stick figures making bad jokes. And the gameplay is that when they say the setup, you pick a punchline, and each setup has one trophy for a specific punchline, which is the name in, like, if you look at the trophies, it says pick this punchline. And the jokes are terrible. Like, it's not, they're not even jokes. Here on, like, what is one of the setups? I don't remember the setups, but like, You choose magic llamas. One of the setups is like, hey, what are you playing? And you can either answer earnestly or answer your mom.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks.
Classic.
Don't. It's garbage. It's terrible. Then I platinumed Rift Tracks. If you've played What the Dub guys made their own game again, but they made it licensed with Rift Tracks. The only difference is not only can you do the normal like write whatever you want, you can hit a button and they have jokes written by the Rift Tracks and performed by the Rift Tracks guys. So hey, that's a fun part. It's a Jackbox game with Rift Tracks. So if you like that, play it. Get to the top 2 Breakthrough Gaming Arcade from our friends at Christian Breakthrough Gaming. We'll talk about them in a bit. Then I platinumed Lego Dimensions on the PS3. I have a lot to say about Lego Dimensions when we get into the episode.
Yes.
Then we had the Slovak run on PS4 and PS5. That is an endless runner game where you're a Slovakian man trying to get wool. It's not very good. And they released Energy Cycle, which is a puzzle game on PS5. I'd already done it on PS4 and Vita. Took about 12 minutes, whatever. Pity Pit was another game that I've already played a couple times. This company that makes these shitty games started re-releasing a lot of their games on PS5, and some of them were free upgrades, and some of them cost a little bit of money. So I just went through the ones that were either free or didn't cost very much. I'm going to take a quick detour from listing games to talk about a game that I finally came out on PlayStation that I platinumed, Unpacking.
Oh, okay.
I finally played it. Yeah. It's not good.
Oh no.
So here's the thing. Unpacking is like everyone was talking about, it's a fun like puzzle game that's very chill where you're like unpacking boxes and putting them on shelves. And the problem I have with it is that it starts, the idea of it being a puzzle. So here's how Unpacking works. It's you basically, there's, I want to say 6 or 7 years, and the puzzle is it's this you're unpacking boxes and you're getting like ambient storytelling of seeing this girl's life by what she is packing or unpacking from boxes to put in rooms and what the rooms are like, right?
Oh, okay.
And so it starts in like 1997 when she's a kid, and you're like, there's a bunk bed, and you're unboxing a bunch of like, action figures and stuffed animals and a journal and shit like that. And how it works is you can put it anywhere, but at the end, after you've unpacked everything, it'll put things that are like, hey, you can't put that book just on your bed. It's got to go in the bookcase. Or like her diary I just put on this desk is like, no, you got to hide it. They don't tell you where, so you just have to keep putting it places until, or just like me, I looked it up. I was like, oh no, you're supposed to put the diary in the desk. So it's whatever. And then it becomes a puzzle game of like her next move is like her in college, and it's just unpacking a house. Then after that, that's in 2004. Then it's 2007, and it's unpacking boxes. But all of a sudden, it's like, wait, there's already stuff here. Oh, she's moving in with roommates, and the puzzle there is that you can't move your roommate's stuff. So it's moving your stuff into like common areas, like the kitchen and the bathroom. But you can't move the other things. So it's like fitting things in where they have to go, right? Then this is where it started to lose. So then the next one, the puzzle is it's her moving in with her boyfriend, and you can move some things, but you can't move other things. And they start doing like ambient storytelling of like, hey, her diploma that she just got that in the last place you could put above her bed. The whole thing is like, you can't put it anywhere. He won't let you take down any of his posters. Right. And the only place it fits is under the bed. Right. But then this is where, whatever. This is where the game loses me. Right. From now until the end of the game, there are no more puzzles. Now it's just the rote unpacking of boxes and putting them places, and there's no fucking challenge.
Oh.
And then it just becomes boring, because then it's the rote monotony of the next 4 houses. I need to unpack my underwear and put it in a drawer and and doing that, picking this up, putting it in the drawer, picking this up and putting it in the drawer. And it just gets boring. Then the next level is like, it's her moving back into home because it's like, I broke up with my boyfriend. And then that's 2010. No, 2012. And then 2013, it's her getting her own apartment. And then in the next one, it's someone's moving in. And it's the setup that you just had, but it's another person's stuff. And then the last one is that it's you moving into a house with that person, and now there's a baby room, and then that's the end. And it just kind of it started cool. It had some different like things to it, and then it just became like an hour of doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it just was kind of boring. And
Isn't that kind of like life, though? It's like it starts off really cool, and then it just kind of gets boring.
Yeah, but this is a video game. Like,
Yeah.
I like
Video games should be exciting.
When they did the first puzzle of, the first two rooms are just about setting up, it's somebody's life. It's a little girl or a teenage girl putting her stuff in, and then it's her going to college. And there's no words except for at the end of a level, when you're done, you take a little snapshot and it's like there's a caption written in like her scrapbook, like, I can't believe college is starting next week, right? You know what I mean? And then the next two levels were legitimate puzzles. It was like, I can't move things. And then the other one was, I can move some things, but I can't move other things. And then after that, it was just like, fuck that. You know what we're going to do? Be an art house film that just wants to push a message.
Yeah.
Which is, life is hard,
Yeah. And then I was going to say, like, as soon as...
It was a fun puzzle game that became a sad boy game.
Right. As soon as the game started that, like, it's telling a story about somebody's life or whatever, it was immediately going to go down that road of, like, oh, this is just going to be one of those games, isn't it? Like, that's what it sounds like. Which, I guess it's kind of cool to do around little puzzle thing, but it doesn't sound like it maybe lands.
Now, I will say, for my trophy hunters out there, this game, when I played it legitimately the first time, took about maybe 2.5 hours. 3 hours. It took 3 hours. There is an accessibility option in this game, which is, I'm going to talk shit on accessibility options for the very first time.
Oh, no.
Because I think this game has an accessibility option, which is not about accessibility and literally just about a way to just sell it to anyone, because there's an accessibility option which basically says, make the game not a game. You ready for it? Remember how I told you can only put things in specific places and it would tell you afterwards, it's like, oh, that doesn't go here?
Right.
There's one that is just anything can go anywhere. And when you turn that on, the game says, by turning this on, there is no more puzzle element to the game. And are you sure?
Huh.
So it's basically like, what if you could buy a jigsaw puzzle game where you could turn on an option that said any jigsaw piece goes anywhere?
That's weird.
Because the second time I played this game on PS5, all it was I wanted to see if I could set the world record for pace, which at the time that I did this, I was the fastest in the world in unpacking.
Fuck.
As of now, I'm fourth in the world, but I did it in 1 hour and 4 minutes. The best time is now 41 minutes and 41 seconds. Jeez. All you do is, what the game is there's boxes. When you click on it, you get an item, and then you put that item where it goes. Since with that on, you can put items everywhere. All you're doing is clicking and dragging and putting everything on the floor. It's how fast can you unload these boxes and just put them on the floor? Yeah. It's not a game at that point. Like, I don't know why that would be fun for anyone.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's a jigsaw puzzle where the idea is any jigsaw piece becomes any jigsaw piece.
There's got to be a way to do a better way.
Well, the accessibility option there, what it should have been is like, hey, if you can't see colorblind, hey, you can't see red, we'll make it a different thing. You need what it should have been is, so when you put something in the wrong place, it just says it's the wrong place. You know what the accessibility option should have been is, if you put something in the wrong place, you can hit a button and it will highlight where to put it.
Yeah, or like shake it or something, or put a little sparkle effect, or
it should have helped. It should have helped you. It should have helped you do what you're supposed to do, not just like, well, you can put it on the floor. Yeah. Now, as a trophy hunter, great. They basically sold you a game where the idea is do whatever you want. And there are what's it called? Like miscellaneous trophies in this game. Nothing's missable because you can always go back and replay, but it's like, some of the miscellaneous ones is there's a little you find out through context clues that she's an artist, because she gets older, you're unpacking like a drawing like a Wacom tablet, right? And books and whatever. And one of the things that she has is a little mannequin for like, that artists have to like make poses so they can see it. And like one of the trophies is make it dab, or put a cookie jar too far up on the shelf so that no one can get it. Put a toaster in the bathtub.
Oh God.
Yeah, shit like that. So, put two animals next to each other. So every level has like one or two little miscellaneous, and then there's a game-wide trophy, which is in every level with a toilet. Flush the toilet. Classic. So it's fun. It's a little too expensive. Definitely, this is a game that you should only buy when it's on sale. And if you're looking to not play it for trophies, I wouldn't, and I would play it on, as I'm going to say this, I would play it on Game Pass where it's free.
Ooh.
I hate Game Pass, but I'll do that. But yeah, unpacking. I'm gonna give unpacking a bronze. I just think it's kind of like it had potential and then it just kind of wasted it.
It just dropped the ball. That's what it sounded like in your review of it. So.
Yeah. unpacking. Yeah. So, okay, let's get back to it. Okay.
Yes.
Reed, which is a puzzle game that I've already played a bunch. Once again, that's the same as like Pity Pit and Energy Cycle. They got re-released. Tanks v Tanks PvP was another re-release. Brotherhood United on the PS5, another re-release. A game called Rage Among the Stars, which was a just a platform runner. You just had to basically play the game, whatever. Hell Gunner on PS4 and PS5. That was like a little twin stick shooter game, whatever. The Jumping Burger on PS4 and PS5. That is like the same as like the Cow D and the Jump C. You just hold down the X button and this burger jumps up and down. And once it jumped 1,000 times, you get all the trophies. Game coming out later this week, the Jumping Taco. Look for that soon. The new best game by the Crazy Christian Cult. Welcome to the world of ZJ the Bald. Hey, do you remember ZJ the Ball?
I remembered ZJ the Ball. Is this like the open world RPG?
They made a visual novel of ZJ the Ball.
Oh, no.
Which is the story, all of like the last 10 ZJ the Ball games, they all had opening cutscenes and closing cutscenes about ZJ the Ball meeting the robot and then the robot asking if Jesus loves him because he's a robot. Well, guess what? They put it all into a visual novel where if you just mash X, you can get the platinum in like 5 seconds.
Oh, God.
I did it. I didn't know what was going on the first time I played it, and so I got it in 15 seconds. But the second time I played it, which we'll learn about in a second, I got it in 9 seconds. Okay, so then I played Steam Engine, which is like a cookie clicker type game with a Steam engine. Platinum number 1,150, a milestone, was Lego Dimensions on the PS4. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then yesterday, that's when I opened the Forbidden Door, and I got 46 platinums in a night on the EU store. And I'm just going to list them really quick because there's one game I want to talk about really quick, and then the rest of them are all games I've already played before. But the first thing I got from the EU store is a game called Slide, SLYDE. Slide has a backstory to it, which is in 2017, this company released a game called 1000 Top Rated here in America. It was a slide puzzle game, but it was advertised as it was $1. Hey, $1. And you play a slide puzzle game, and it's an easy way to get a platinum. And PSN made them take it down after about a couple hours because they're like, you can't advertise that buying this game will give you a platinum trophy. It devalues our system.
Oh, okay.
This is before shit went wild like it is now.
Right.
So they re-released it on the EU only. For some reason, the EU store didn't give a shit, and it's called Slide. And it's a slide puzzle game. How that works, though, with this one, you can get all the trophies in one puzzle as long as you do it fast enough, because someone has found out that it's always, depending on, you know how slide puzzles work, right? Where you slide and you make the puzzle. Depending on if the starting open space is either in the top right or the bottom left, the puzzle is always the same. So you just do one puzzle on medium difficulty. You look for that one, and then someone's got the exact thing that you type in with the D-pad. And if you do it fast enough, you get all the trophies. It took me 11 seconds to get all the trophies in that game. That's one that trophy hunters have been getting for a while, but I didn't have the ability. And I knew once I ripped off the Band-Aid and opened the Forbidden Door, that was the first one I had to do. Followed very quickly by the Ketchup Story on PS5, the Chick C, the Sheep P, the Cow G, the Pigeon P, the Pig D, the Pig D, Santa's Workshop, Quick Mass Advance, Figure Fitness, Rainbow, Road Bustle, Funny Truck, Tokyo Run, Space Intervention, Chickens on the Road, Alien Destroyer, Welcome to the World of ZJ the Ball, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Ice Hockey, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Soccer, Making Game Through Arcade, Pinball, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Bowling, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Catch the Bowling Balls, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Catch the Bowling Balls Challenge Mode Edition, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Get to the Top, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Get to the Top 2, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Avoid Them Challenge Edition, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, Radioactive Dwarves, Evil from the Sewers. Would you like to run an Idle Cafe? Would you like to run an Idle Cafe? Would you like to run an Idle Cafe 2? Would you like to run an Idle Cafe 2? The Pizza Boy to Save the World. The Pizza Boy to Save the World. Nowhere Girl. That's what I all got last night. Nowhere Girl, by the way, is a ghost. There's a visual novel ghost dating game where you see a ghost butt. And then this morning, the first thing I did when I woke up, the game that came out today, the newest milestone, My Name is Mayo 3. That's my 1200th overall platinum, the end of an epic trilogy of clicking a jar of mayo.
Oh my God.
And then I decided to do a couple more while we were waiting, and I platinumed the Jumping Burger EU PS4, the Jumping Burger EU PS5, Legends of Talia Arcade EU PS4, Legends of Talia Arcade EU PS5, and a Winter's Daydream EU, putting me at 1,205 overall platinums.
Okay, so last night you said 46?
46 plus 6 more today.
Okay, I've got an idea for you, and I don't know how into this idea you are.
Yeah.
What if one day, like a Saturday, you just set out and you're just like, hey, for the next 12 hours. Like you start at noon, you go to midnight. How many platinums do you think you could get in that 12-hour stream?
Somebody did a stream. There's a guy who runs a site called PS5 Trophies where he got 100 platinum trophies in 24 hours. But what he did is he played games like I just did that are quick, and he played them on both EU and US. Like he started a new account for it, and that seemed like hell. So no.
But you did 46 in what? How many?
46 in 5 hours, and boy, let me tell you, we were losing steam by the end of that. Mark it down. I will say this: what I do plan on doing, because I have still a bunch of credit to the EU store. I do want to really quickly talk about something, but let me say this: is that when I stream, I am going to get at least one new platinum on every stream, and it'll be like going through this. But the downside to having this EU account is my degeneracy with these. The upside is I went through and I just made a list of some games that I've already played that I can now replay on EU and get all the trophies again. And there's some legitimate good games I'm looking forward to. You want to hear some of the games I have written down as like, I can't believe I can play this again on EU and get another trophy list?
Yeah.
Okay. Hades has a PS4 only EU list. I haven't played it on PS5 yet, but I'm looking forward to playing Hades again. I can now play Hades twice. That's fucking amazing. Hypnospace Outlaw, as long as it works, because it has been glitchy in the EU. I could play that again. Spiritfarer, which is a great fucking game.
Okay.
I could play that again. Like if I have a long weekend and I want to feel cozy, I can play Spiritfarer again. One game that I've already bought, I've already bought two of these big games. I cannot wait to play again. Donut County, I can play again. Oh yeah. And I busted out and I hooked everything up again. Sometime probably this weekend or maybe later, I get to play Job Simulator again on PSVR, which I love, and Vacation Simulator. I'm sad though that my favorite PSVR game, which is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, does not have a second list. I cannot wait. So now that you own a PS5,
I do.
Once PSVR 2 comes out, the one that works with PS5, I'm gonna bully you into getting it, and we're definitely doing an episode on The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners because it's still the best VR game.
Might be down for that. I've been wanting to get a VR system.
Wait until PSVR 2. What are some other games that Sleeping Dogs I can do again. Red Matter, which is another PSVR puzzle game I can do again. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice I can do again. Jazz Punk I can do again. I'm excited to play some actually good games as well as a bunch of shit. So here we go.
I guess that's a positive.
I broke the barrier of level 1000 on. I'm now above level 1000, which is technically the cap. If you look at like my PSN account on the PlayStation, it's capped at 1,000. Or I think it's capped at 999. But the site that we use at PSN Profiles keeps doing it for you. So I am trophy level number 1001 right now.
Jeez.
Which
you
is
gotta change that soon, then, right? Like,
no, I mean, it used to be capped at 99, and then they changed it to this new system, and they capped it at 999. People like the highest in the world used to be like level like 460 or whatever. Now I think the highest in the world is like, let me take a look. The highest person in the world, which is somebody from Japan named Ikamenzi, is at level 1,903. They have 6,924,465 points. For reference, I have 1,640,640 points, which puts me really close. This is a personal goal, and is another one-sided rivalry, like my one-sided rivalry with Gerard the Completionist. Never met I've met him once.
We're gonna get him on the show one day.
Hold on, I'm not talking about Gerard. That would be great.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about Gerard. Very nice man. I've met him once, maybe twice. Ray Narvaez Jr. That guy's a cool guy. He's like all about trophies, or he's about achievements.
Yeah, he's the antithesis of you.
He's I think either at or close to 2 million, achievement points. And he's been doing this for years. I've only been doing this since 2017. He's been doing achievements since they started. I want to overtake him in platinum trophy points and be like, once again, the true gamer, Dr. Ryan is the one true gamer. Speaking of Gerard,
now
because we're going to get into Lego games, and I want to talk about Lego Dimensions. If there's ever been a game that I want to see, if you want to just see hell, make Gerard do a completion on Lego Dimensions, because holy fuck.
I wonder if he has.
No, there's no way. Actually, before we get into it, because I'm looking at my notes, and it's going to relate to what we're going to talk about when I talk about Lego. There is one note, a couple notes that I wanted to say here, going back to unpacking really quick. This is just a little side note. In the game, it's 2018, and they make her seem like a gamer. Her newest console is a Wii. What the fuck?
2018?
Well, when in the 2018 level, you're unpacking her stuff, and she's got is a GameCube and a Wii, but she doesn't have anything else. She's got like a Game Boy Advance too. It's just like, what the fuck?
Who only has a Wii? 10 years late.
The other thing with for like the ambient storytelling, for some reason, when she moves into her second home place, she's got when she's a kid, there was a dreidel. It's like, oh, that's weird. Why they gave her a dreidel just as a top, whatever. Then she does unpacking a menorah. It's like, oh, she's Jewish, which led me to another thing I want to talk about, because Batman's in this Lego Dimensions game that I learned. Do you know Batman's Jewish?
Yeah.
I never knew Batman. I knew it was, I didn't know that. Apparently, like in a couple years ago, they did a storyline about like Batman's parents, and Batman's mom is Jewish, which means Batman is Jewish.
Yeah.
Does that make him the best Jewish superhero now? It's either him or the Thing.
Oh man, Ben Grimm is so. Batman.
Because Magneto doesn't count.
Because he's a villain.
Because he's a villain. But Magneto is still my favorite Jewish superhero. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, as cool as Batman is Jewish, but then they just kind of like, he's Jewish. That's it. Whereas Ben Grimm, it's a big part of his life.
Right.
And same with Moon Knight. I would actually go as far as to say that Batman might be the worst Jewish superhero, because I didn't even know about it until somebody brought it up.
Yeah, it's something that they kind of never really bring into his character. It's just kind of like another thing.
But that's cool. Hey, we got a billionaire, y'all.
Yeah.
Score one for my brand. That's not what I meant.
For your brand.
Yeah, the brand, dude. I was talking about the brand. That's my brand. My brand. Legos? This is going to be a little different episode than normal. It's not going to be our normal book club game where we just talk about. I want to talk about I definitely want to talk about my Lego game. You're going to talk about your Lego game, but I also kind of want to talk about the, like, from a trophy collector standpoint, what a Lego game entails, because this is not your first Lego game, but it is your first Lego Platinum. Yes. Yeah,
I did actually step up to the challenge that you gave me. Platinumed Lego Harry Potter 1 through 4 on the PS4. I played it on PS5, but it was the PS4 version of the game.
This is including the 2 that I got for this. I have 9 Lego Platinums, plus I did, when we talked about it, I did get all of the achievements in, I think it was Lego Batman 1. So technically I've finished 10 of these.
Yeah. And I've played a good deal of them.
I haven't finished Lego Dimensions 4 yet. We'll get into it when I talk about it. But I platinumed it, but I haven't finished all the DLC yet, because it's pretty extensive. Anyway,
I've played a lot of them, but like I've never sat down and been like, I'm gonna do this 100%. And honestly, I don't know if I will again.
Yeah, that's the thing. What was your first Lego game ever? Mine was Lego Batman on 360. I never played the Lego Star Wars games when I was younger.
I think it was Lego Star. Well, okay, no, it was Lego Racer for the which is a totally different.
That's different.
That's before they started like this kind of copy paste one.
These games are all made by a company owned by WB Games called Travelers. All of the Lego games are made by a company called Travelers Tales. And the thing is, much like, I'm going to relate this to a better version of, those break games I'm always talking about, where they just take the same game and
yeah.
That's all these fucking Lego games.
They really are. And that's kind of like my biggest complaint with them, because I played Lego Racer when I was a kid at the library with my grandma. She would take me and I'd play on the PC there. But then Lego Star Wars was probably the first one I played to play, and it was fun. Like I had a lot of fun with it. I love Star Wars, so it was perfect for me. But then after that, it's like, I think I played the Harry Potter one for a little bit, and then one of the Marvel ones. And then at that point, I was kind of like, Or no, it was a Lego Batman because I got the like 2-pack with like Pure, and then I was kind of like, wait, this kind of just feels like I've done this before, you know? It's just the same thing again. And then when I played superheroes for the Marvel superheroes for PS4, I want to say, that was when I just kind of gave up. Yeah, I was just kind of like, ugh. Because I bought that on launch because I just bought every game on launch.
If you've never played a Lego game before, the basic premise of Lego games are that they are they can be multiplayer, but I mean I play them all single player, but they're 2-player platform puzzle games. The idea is that they're all based on licenses, and you're replaying levels based on either movies or TV shows, or like they have their Ninjago or Chima shit. So it's always based on something, and it's always the same thing, which is a game has a various number of characters. It's usually a lot, but it doesn't really matter because what it boils down to is that different characters have different abilities, and they've always been the same abilities. Somebody has the ability to jump high. Someone has the ability to like have a grappling hook. Somebody can shoot silver bricks and blow them up with a laser, or gold bricks with heat. Somebody can shoot water or grow plants. Like it's all context puzzles of, all right, I need to get up there, but I need to push a box, but the box needs to go on a track. So I need to find the Legos to rebuild this track. But the box that makes in is silver. So I have to switch to a character that can shoot silver bricks. The way that they bake in replayability, though, is that the first time you play a game, you're playing the story, and they give you very specific, you can only be these 2 or 3 characters for a level. Like if what's one I can take into in Lego Marvel Superheroes on the PS4, it's like you're playing a game, it's all about a story that's made up about all the Marvel superheroes trying to fight, I think it's Doctor Doom. And it's like, so on this level, you're going to play through, the fucking X-Men mansion as Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey. And so it's like, Jean Grey has the ability to pick up bricks that can only be picked up with telekinesis, which will put a little purple thing around it. And so you can do those puzzles. But, what's this? There's something that you can do that needs someone who can blow up gold bricks, but none of your party can.
Right.
So there's a bunch of context puzzles that you're not allowed to do. And what it is after you've beaten the entire game, then you can go through the entire game again and play any character that you've unlocked. What that does as a trophy hunter is that means every single Lego game, except Lego Dimensions, actually, you can, and I'll talk about that when I talk about mine, is you have to play every single Lego game twice. And these games are long, boring, and monotonous.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing every time. And levels can take, it's like if you know what to do, the level can take 10 to 15 minutes. But the other side of it is that you just get, I don't know about you, but when I play a Lego game, and I play about 1 or 2 Lego games a year, just because that's all I have like the wherewithal to do.
Yeah, I would say
is that when you play a Lego, they're easy. There's no challenge. Actually, It's not true. We'll talk about that in a second too. But there's really no challenge. It's just so rote that you get, like, what happens is I'll play a Lego game and then I'll just like put my controller down and look at Twitter for 20 minutes and go, oh, that's right, I'm playing a Lego game.
Yeah, that happened to me a lot. I feel like the only thing that kept me sane through a lot of this was like last night when I was finishing it up, it was great because you were streaming, so I had something, new to watch, and that was fun. But yeah, I watched a lot of One Piece during this.
I treat Lego games the same way I treat Telltale games, which is when I played through all the Telltale games. I still have a couple to do, but I always look at it as like, I'm never going to sit down and power through these games. It is like television shows. When I play a Telltale game, it's 1 episode a day for 5 days until it's done. When I play a Lego game, it's 1 or 2 levels a day in between actually playing other games. Because I can't sit there and do it unless I did it with Lego Dimensions for this podcast.
Right.
But like, other than that, my fastest Lego game is 3 days because I played Lego The Lord of the Rings over 3 days. I would also classify other than Lego Dimensions, there are 2 types of Lego games. There are Lego games with and without a hub world. Because eventually they started
Lego games more open.
Lego games are the only games where they added more content to make the game feel fuller, and I went, no, don't. I don't want more content. Stop putting content in, because a lot of the original Lego games were just like level based, and that's it. You would just go level to level to level. And then around, I don't remember what game it was, but I think for me, the first one with it was Lego Marvel Superheroes on the PS4. They went, now it's level to level to level. Plus we added a hub world where you have to find all these gold bricks and do these little challenges and blah, blah, blah. And it's just content for the sake of content.
Yeah, and the Harry Potter one, I don't know if it's as expansive of a hub world, but yeah, it had a hub world in it. Because you run around Hogwarts and try to find 200 fucking gold bricks and shit.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is also, so the Lego games started on PS3, and then there are also Vita versions of Lego games, and the Vita versions of Lego games are they're ports, or they share the same as the 3DS games, because those games aren't big enough. They get rid of the hub worlds.
Okay,
so it's like sense. I've platinum. Well, some of them do. There are still some with hub worlds because later games they were able to do it. But like one of the first Vita Lego games that I platinumed was Lego Jurassic World.
Okay,
and which I've also platinumed on PS4, and I can do again on PS3. I don't think about that, but the Vita version has less trophies because they don't have all the hub worlds, and then the PS4 version did have hub worlds, so it was just more shit to collect. Right. I want to go through really quick and show you the width and breadth of their licenses. Here's every single Lego game that's on PlayStation. You ready?
Oh shit, yeah, let's go.
Lego Rock Band.
Yeah.
Lego Indiana Jones 2. Lego Harry Potter. Lego Star Wars 3. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm going to skip over the ones where it's like, I'm not going to say Lego Harry Potter again. You know, I'm just going to say that they got Lego Batman. They got Lego Lord of the Rings. They got Lego Legends of Chima. They got Lego Marvel Superheroes. They got Lego the movie. They got Lego The Hobbit, which is different than Lord of the Rings because it's the Hobbit movies. They got something called Ninjago. You want a Ninjago?
Yeah, I used to work at Toys R Us, and that was the height of that.
It's only on Vita, and I think I bought it because it was cheap as fuck. Hold on one second. No, I have Lego Legends of Chima. I don't have Lego Ninjago. Hey Siri, set a reminder to buy Lego Ninjago on Vita.
Oh no. Although I think that one, I looked up that one. It was like a 10-hour platinum or something like that.
10 or 11 hours. Apparently it's very short, and it's got one of the highest completion rates at 51%. So that should be a good one. Lego Jurassic World, Lego Dimensions, Lego Marvel's Avengers, which is different from Lego Marvel Superheroes. Force Awakens, Lego Worlds, which is they made that one's the only one that's different. Lego Worlds is Minecraft.
Oh yeah,
they got Lego City Undercover. They got Lego Ninjago Movie, the video game, which I do own because they accidentally put it on PS4 for free.
Oh,
so I have that. I just need to play it. Lego Incredibles, Lego DC Super Villains. I own Lego Incredibles because it was on sale on. Shout out Cheap Ass Gamer video game deals on Twitter. It was on sale for like $12 on Amazon one day, so I just bought it. Lego DC Super Villains, another Lego. They just put out that Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which is apparently the longest one. And so that's all the licenses they have. But then Lego Dimensions, which is the game I'm going to be talking about, is their Toys to Life game.
Yeah.
And they've got Simpsons, Back to the Future, Portal, Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Midway Arcade, Adventure Time, Mission Impossible, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Goonies, the Lego Movie, Chima, the Ninjagos, the A-Team, Gremlins, Teen Titans, Lord of the Rings, Jurassic World, Scooby-Doo, Harry Potter, and Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and How You Gotta Get Them, the 2016 Ghostbusters, Lego, the Batman, the movie, they got Adventure Time, what else they got? They got E.T., I think that's all of them.
Every property WB owns, basically. Wait, E.T. though? Not even a WB.
It's Universal. Yeah. They do deals.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Fucking Disney owns Marvel.
Yo, when are they going to do Lego Fast and the Furious?
Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah. But it's like, I think it's just become a mill of how fast can you turn these games out. And the trophies themselves are very basic. There's always one trophy for doing each chapter. Then there's always a trophy for completing all the story levels. Then they always have what's called they have gold bricks, which are like you either get them for completing a level or completing the score to a level. Because in every level you're getting studs, which are like, if you look at a Lego brick, they're the little things on top. Those are the money in these games. And it's always a silver is 10, a gold is 100, a blue is 1,000, and a purple is 10,000. And you get those. If you get enough in a level, you get a gold brick. And by completing it, you get a gold brick. And if you find all the collectibles, which are called mini kits, there's 10 in a level, you'll get a gold brick. And so you got to get all the gold bricks. And they're collectathons. You got to get all the mini kits. You got to get all the red bricks. Red bricks are hidden ones that turn on cheats that are allowed. And the cheats are like, up your stud multiplier. Don't ever take damage. Build everything fast. But you can't put in codes to get them off the bat because that'll disable the trophy. So you got to find all this shit and buy them.
Except for the game that I just played, because I did put in the codes and it does not turn off trophies for Harry Potter.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was great.
And then I will. This is the one thing I'm going to give them props for. They are always good about the miscellaneous weird trophies. So
yeah,
there's always, since this game is based on how it works is that you're playing as one character, but you can always hold triangle to bring up a wheel of the amount of characters you can play at one time. And in the story levels, at the first time, they give you 3 characters that you can switch through because, like, hey, this guy can jump on a rope, so he's allowed to go up here and then step on a, like a pressure plate, and then you switch by hitting triangle to somebody that's down on the floor who can go through the door they open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they also include usually a lot of fun side trophies in these games that are like fun interactions. Like in Jurassic World, there's a trophy for as Dennis Nedry throwing a soda can at somebody, and it's called Anybody Want a Soda. They always have a lot of really good references to what you're doing. So, or like once again in in Jurassic World, there's a lot of trophies where you need 2 controllers so you can play as 2 different people at once. But there's one for setting both of the characters at the same time to John Hammond. And it's called Hello, John, which is from Jurassic Park. That scene where they're showing the Mr. DNA where John Hammond comes up and talks to himself on the screen. So shit like that is fun. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I agree, because those were the trophies I actually had fun doing. Like, there's one where you play a Snape and you crawl into a barrel, and it's called Solid Snape. I was like, yeah, that's fun. Like, there's one where you play as Voldemort and you go into the final level of Harry Potter 1 and you defeat Quirrell as Voldemort. Like, there's
a trophy in Lego Marvel Superheroes called Puny God, which is to do Hulk's special move is that it'll take sometimes when instead of so the way you play these games, like combat wise, is very simple. You hit square to punch enemies, or you can hold circle near someone to do a finisher. And so Hulk's special finisher is he picks him up and he does the puny, like he slams him back and forth. If you do that to Loki, you get a trophy. I do want to say really quick, combat in these games sucks shit because it's so boring. And the idea is that every
it's not good.
Every boss fight is a puzzle. All boss fights are puzzles, which is you have to do the thing so you can hit the guy. But at the same time, it's just a constant unending stream of 4 enemies that if they hit you, they stop what you're doing. And there's no penalty to death. There's no penalty to death in this game, so death doesn't matter. It's just an inconvenience. So think about it like this. Think about that you're trying to break up this thing to build a ramp so you can drive the Batmobile over it, and you have to like do this little puzzle to do it. And at the same time, 4 fucking dudes are just always walking up and hitting you, and you have to take your time to stop, hit them, stop, hit them, stop, hit them, and it's just annoying.
Yeah,
these games are meant for 7-year-olds.
The only time I got frustrated in the game was like when I would be fighting a boss and there'd be 4 dudes. Cause it would be like like one of the instances where I'd have to be doing something during a boss, like I would be trying to unlock a character or something like that. Doing like one of the little side tasks, because then like 3 dudes would spawn, they would surround me, and as soon as one hits you, the other one hits you, and then the next one hits you, and then now it's time the first one to hit you again, so then that's all 4 life, and then you just die, and then you respawn right in the same spot, they're all still around you, and then they just kill you again, and it was just like, this sucks. Like
and it's every game,
it's not fun.
So every single game, every single Lego game is exactly the same, with the exception of my game, which we'll get into in a second. But that's the other thing is once you've played one of these, you've played them all. The only difference is the skin. Do you want to talk about your experience with the Harry Potter one specifically?
Because again, like I went into it and I feel like I did what you would do. Like I went to PSN profiles, I pulled up a guide, I read through the guide real quick to just kind of like know where I stand before I enter into this.
That's the other
thing.
The thing about these games is that they are very lax with telling you what to do next. And so when you get kind of lax with it like I do, where it's like whatever, sometimes you will look away and then the game won't tell you what you're supposed to do next. And it's just like, There are no arrows. There's no context clues. It's just like, I don't know that I'm supposed to break this one thing in the back to turn this thing into like a lever. And so you can get turned around real quick in these games.
That happened more often when I would be in a level versus like when I was in the hub world. It was always nice because Nearly Headless Nick would always, like, he would walk from wherever you are to the next place you were supposed to go and leave a trail of ghost studs. So that was kind of nice to always, like, if I did get turned around in Hogwarts, it'd be like, oh, I just need to look for Nearly Headless Nick. He'll show me where to go next. But then again, sometimes he would just start halfway through the area. Like, I would leave, like, the Charms classroom, and then Nearly Headless Nick would be like halfway across the hall before he would start. And I'd be like, wait, where do I go next? Okay. But a lot of times in the level, I would get turned around just because there isn't enough lighting on the effects that you should be targeting and stuff. And then sometimes, like you said, in the one game, you could hit circle to do a finisher. In this game, you have spells for all the characters, and you learn more as you play through, which is kind of nice because then more characters can do more things the further you get. But the problem is that there are two buttons to use your spells. There's circle and square. If you use circle, it's supposed to just go on ahead and do all the animation for you. You're not supposed to like target it. It just should grab onto it and go. Whereas square is like, if you hold down square, you pull up a reticule that you can like move around and try to target the item, and then like you'll hold on it for a few seconds and then it will grab the item, and then you can move it how you need to you know, set up whatever puzzle you're trying to do. But the problem is that the circle button never fucking worked in this game. Like, half the time I'd be standing next to something and holding down circle, and it would just be like, oh, I'm just going to stand here and not do anything. I'm like, why is this button even here then? Because it doesn't work half the time. And then so you'd have to use the square button to hold down and then move your crosshair over the item and hope that it grabs the item, because, again, you are playing with, you have three characters that you control at once. Like, there are two that just follow you around, and then the character you're actually playing as. And half the time those characters are mindless idiots that just stand around whatever you're trying to grab. And since this is Harry Potter and you can cast spells, whenever you use in Wingardium Leviosa to grab everything, you end up just grabbing fucking Ron and Harry and picking them up, and you're just like, God damn it, no, I want the item that you guys won't get away from. And then like you have to switch to those characters and move them out, and then switch back to the character you want to play as, which for me was Hermione the whole time, because she was the most powerful and most useful wizard in this whole fucking game.
All of these games, it's always you finally get a character that's got like a lot of the powers that you're just like, well,
she has
so
the
like
most.
in Jurassic World, it's Mr. DNA because they just give him like almost every power.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In Lego Dimensions, I was using fucking Superman. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
I'll talk
but
about
see,
that.
like,
But you always find the person that's like, this person has got 18 powers, and they're the person that can get around the fastest, so just stick with them.
And Hermione, you pretty much have from the beginning, and she has this book that you have to use to read like these wardrobes. It's a simple like pattern puzzle, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now click it in that order, you know. And then she's got the time turner, which you need for a bunch of like open like her hub world puzzles. She's got Crookshank, her cat, that can go through the pipes that you typically should be using Ron for with Scabbers. But the cat can do it too. And also the cat can dig. So you don't need Fang in the sections where they give you Fang. And it's like, and then not only that, she has like all the spells too. So it's like, she's just the best. And so you just play as Hermione through the game. Hermione's the hero of this game. And it was just like, it would just get so annoying because it's the AI are just so mindless that I just wish I could play as one character, because it would be so much easier to control things. But no, that's not how you can. I guess like it would be more fun if I were playing this co-op. Like, I guess that's a thing, but I don't know. None of the puzzles where you need like two characters, which the AI will just go and set up for you. Like, it never felt like that would be fun with another person. So
there's only been one of these games that had actual puzzles. It's the game I'm about to talk about, Lego Dimensions. But but before that, there are no puzzles. The puzzle is turn the thing into the thing that lets you go to the next thing.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Which I will say, that is how Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets chapters in this game work. Because when you get to the Prisoner of Azkaban, I actually liked those levels when I started playing through them, and I was happy enough because that's my favorite book too. So it's like I was like, cool, like I like this because
hold on, that's your favorite book?
Yeah,
really?
I like that one because it's the most like self-contained story. Like it doesn't really deal with like Voldemort. It just kind of tells this story about like his family, which is kind of cool. Like I like that it's kind of like a departure from everything else that the books are.
I'm gonna say right straight up, the best book 100% is Goblet of Fire, with a very close second, Order of the Phoenix. Sorry,
Order of the Phoenix is really, that'd probably be my second favorite.
What's the worst book?
Man, that's tough.
I think it's
it might be the Half-Blood Prince.
I don't think that most, except for like the last 2 chapters, I don't think much of the Half-Blood Prince matters.
Yeah, it was just kind of long to be long. It's long in the tooth.
It was just like we gotta,
and it's like you see it coming.
Shit to set up the ending. Yeah.
Like it's but yeah, like the third,
but it's a very good movie. It's a very good movie.
Yeah,
but the book, I was not a fan.
But the third chapter of story, like the levels are kind of nice because it did feel like they just dropped me into a room and they're like, hey, there is a puzzle here. Now figure out the puzzle. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool because most of the game has just been turn the thing to move on. And it's like this one I actually had to like figure out some of the puzzles. Like I guess some they were all very easy relatively, but like I like that section of the game felt more of like you're in a puzzle room, figure it out, now you're in the next puzzle room. It didn't feel as much of a platformer, because the levels that do feel like just kind of platformers, they're not fun because again, and I said this to you last night, the game has no fucking shadows. It does have shadows, but the light source is coming from kind of the player's perspective. Like it's pulled out in like an isometric kind of view, like kind of looking to the side like a traditional 2D platformer, but like kind of angled 2.5, I guess. But so none of the shadows are coming under you. So whenever you jump onto the next platform, that like if there's a pit, you won't see the shadow under you that lets you know like you're about to land on a platform. You'll just keep jumping into the pit, and it's so hard to tell where I'm jumping because there's just no help there, and it's just so maddening whenever you're just trying to like, especially in those last because once you beat the game, you unlock 10 more bonus levels that are they're kind of cool because those are actually just puzzle levels. And honestly, I think there's some of the strong points of the game. I thought that those were some of the most fun things to do. But the problem is that you almost have to precision platform through the small sections that you would platform in them, and there's no way to help you get across those platforms. So it was kind of just maddening at the same time, which really kind of like hurt my like I guess score of it whenever I was going through those levels, because I was like, man, these are really well thought out. Wish the game just played better. So yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. Like it's got some good stuff for it. I think these are probably great kids games, but like, yeah, it just kind of, once you beat the game and then you just have to go through the list of just like, now I got to find everything and do the levels over again, it just kind of became not fun anymore.
I do want to say I 100% agree with you. And also, while you were talking, I did buy Vita copies of both Lego Ninjago games.
Hell yeah.
On eBay. So those, because apparently they're both very quick. I look at Lego games as popcorn filler games. I
could see that.
Things to play in between, and they're easy platinums. But I want to go in depth really quick. Oh, what are you going to give? Wait, what are you going to give this game on our patented scale? Because I haven't played it. I haven't played this one, so I want your rating. I
want to preface this that I had more fun playing Dark Cloud. I totally had more fun playing Dark Cloud.
You know what? I would rather play one of these than Dark Cloud.
But I'm gonna give it, for fun, I'll give it a silver, because it's like, it's fine. It's and really it's not terrible, because it's like, again, playing through the levels the first time just the story mode, because whenever I looked at the guide, it's like, hey, just play the game through real quick and turn on all these cheat codes. And I was like, cool, that's great. And I did that, and that was fun. Like it was fun to go through levels and be like, oh
cheat,
yeah,
right? Isn't it fun to cheat?
it was fun to cheat whenever, because like the first level you don't have the cheat codes because you have to unlock Diagon Alley to be able to do it. And once and I got the true wizard, like, you know, I collected 100% stuff, whatever, you know, to unlock that.
Every level has a score, and it's always true something.
Yeah,
like in that, it's called True Wizard.
True Wizard, yeah,
and like True Believer in the Marvel games, stuff like that. So in Lego Dimensions, it's called Rule Breaker.
And like it wasn't hard to do. I just had to break everything while I was going through the stage, but then. And I got it towards the end of the stage, so I was like, oh, okay, this is just what I'll have to do. But then it was like, oh no, turn on cheat codes now. And then I had a times 3,824 multiplier, I believe.
Yep. When you turn on the multipliers, it gets crazy.
It's you just start the stage, you'll land on a stud as soon as you drop in, and it's like True Wizard, you did it.
But the thing is, cool. You need that because usually most of these games have like get 50 billion studs.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that turned on, it's like you'll never get it. You turn that on, it's like, all right, you get about a billion or two a
stage.
Maybe not 50 billion, maybe it was 50 million, but it's a lot.
Yeah, because I ended the game like at 100%, unlocked everything, in which that's the other thing I thought was kind of weird is like you go unlock characters through stages, but then you have to pay for them, which I was just kind of like, what is this extra level? Like, just give me the character, you know? Like I did the thing to get it, but
what it is that like most of these games have 60 to 70 characters, and usually there's a trophy for unlocking every character. But what it is you have to buy them with studs.
Yeah, and that was
that's why you're farming the studs is because especially also usually the red bricks when you don't use the cheat codes in some of these, like in Dimensions and some other games, it's you got to find it, but then you've got to pay money to unlock it.
Yeah.
So it's like to get that first 2 times multiplier, you need 1 million studs, and you don't have that million or that 2 times multiplier yet. So you have to be looking for the hidden 10,000s anywhere you can find them, or replaying. There's usually in most of these games, there's a level where you're falling through little circles, and there'll be a hidden circle with like 6, purple studs, and it's like, oh, there's 60,000 towards you. And so you just do that over and over and again to farm studs. And then once you get enough multipliers, it's just like, oh yeah, now I can do anything, and that's how you unlock everything.
And I ended it at 100%. I still had 22 billion studs. Yeah. So it all worked out in the end, but
it's an incremental thing. And I think the numbers are so big because kids look at it and go, big numbers.
Right.
But the idea is that you're poor, and then you slowly, it's like a cookie clicker thing where it's like you're poor and then you get your number up, and now numbers don't matter because it's like I have 80 septajillion euro bucks or whatever.
Now look, again, on fun, I give it a silver because I do think the game is fun.
You already said that.
As
you don't have to
as a surface level game. Completing it though, I mean, if you're gonna complete it, like, yeah, it's a gold. It's super easy to do. It's just a time waster. But like, I wouldn't recommend you do it because it's really boring. I would say go play Spider-Man from Marvel because that was fun to complete, like, all the way through. Like, it didn't get boring and monotonous like this one, where it was just like I just had a guide and I just had to go through each level and be like, okay, I have to take in, because playing through the game, Hermione's the hero. Playing through the game again to unlock everything, Lucius Malfoy was the hero. So
really?
Yeah, because he had dark magic and every other spell. So it was like, okay, cool. Like, he was just the one I always chose, and he was also the easiest dark magic character to unlock because otherwise it was kind of like stupid. Like, I wish the guide that I had used had been a little bit better of like telling you like, hey, now that you've completed the game, go back to level 2-5 and unlock Lucius Malfoy. It was like, instead it was like, oh, now go restart the game and do all this, but you can't actually do all this until you unlock a dark magic character. So it was just like, oh god, I got to this point where I would go through the level and then be like, oh well, you can't do this one now because you don't have dark magic, so sorry, come back to it again. And it's just like, why? Like,
what god were you using?
I was using one on PSN profiles, but it was like, use this old Xbox one that I had to use.
Yeah, it's better usually. The guides for Lego games on these sites usually suck. There's better ones on old Xbox ones because there's these guys that make these guides there's these people that make these guides that basically say, all right, beat the game. Once you're done, get these very specific characters or characters with these specific traits.
Yeah.
And then they go back down, and then it's not like needs a character. It's needs someone who has this power, needs someone who has this power. And so you get your basically, it's like Pokemon. You get your 6 and you just do whatever you want.
It basically was that. It just didn't tell you, like, when you go back to the replay to, like, oh yeah, by the way, it was like you do need dark magic, but it didn't tell you where to find a dark magic character. So then I just had to be like, okay, well, I know Lucius Malfoy is probably going to have it, or like one of the Malfoys will have it. So I looked through all the Malfoys, and it was like, oh, well, Lucius is easy because you don't need anything else. You just have to beat the game to unlock that character. Go to this level, and then I had to go to that level because I was like, it got really dumb when I was doing the same level 3 times whenever I should have only been doing them twice. It's just,
oh yeah,
you didn't tell me.
Somehow. You like, fucked up by doing that. Like,
yeah, it just,
I've never done the same other than like grinding money. I've never done the same level more than once in the story mode and once to get all the stuff and then you get out.
Right.
Anyway,
so, yeah, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
I want to tell you about what is like at the same time both the worst and best Lego game.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this because like I thought this was an interesting idea because I like the Toys to Life
it is both a positive and a negative for this game. Let me explain. First of all, the idea behind this is that there's a ultra powerful, it's sort of the same as Skyland. It's almost the same exact thing as Skylanders, which is there's somebody from outside time and space and they're going to every dimension to get X keystone, right?
Right.
And in this, it's powers. The bad guy in this game, by the way, played by Gary Oldman.
Oh, okay.
His sidekick robot that becomes your friend, played by Joel McHale.
Okay.
There are voices in this game. Like they got the cast they got the entire cast of like The Simpsons for the Simpsons characters.
Okay.
And then characters that they couldn't get is like they just have, because it's WB and they have access to their own movies. It's like, I've got a Voldemort, and when you put Voldemort on, it's Ralph Fiennes, but it's lines from the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, does every pack then have voice acting?
Yes.
God damn. So do they get Sonic to have like who's Sonic?
But it's just some
random person.
You know what's weird about Sonic? Side note: every one of these has like all of the background music. Like if you play Doctor Who, it's got the da 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 da. Yeah. When you play the Sonic level, all the Sonic music is wrong.
Really?
It's like for some reason they got the rights to Sonic, but not the music.
But not
that's got to be a Japanese thing.
Yeah, that probably has to be.
It's all knockoff. That's not right. Now, so we didn't talk about, but a lot of these games that are based on like movies, what they do is that they do animated cutscenes, and they use line instead of like having someone come in and do it again. They just straight up use sound clips from the movie. And then they'll animate it, and they do little funny things like if they were supposed to pull out a gun, they'll pull out a sandwich instead, and then a bunch of people will look and be like, "What's going on here?" They kind of do that in this. The premise of this game is that every Lego game is its own dimension, and there's a world between worlds called Vortron or something. I don't know, whoever fucking cares. And this guy's trying to get all of the bad guy played by Gary. I'm just gonna call him Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman is trying to walk through all the dimensions, get all the bad guys to help him take over the multiverse, and put all the good guys in jail. And your main characters, the ones that it come with, are Gandalf, Batman, but not Lego Batman. That's a distinctly different Batman. And Wild Style, which is, did you ever see the Lego movie?
Yeah, she was
that's like the Elizabeth Banks character.
Yeah.
And so the reason that this game is good and the reason this game is bad, before I get to the good, is that because those are the only characters that it comes with, and you can only play the characters you have for 14 levels. They're all based off these 3 people, which means if you think about like how you played Harry Potter, where you had maybe like Harry and Ron in one level, and then the next level you would have different people, so there were different types of puzzles.
Yeah.
This game, because they can only rely on you having these 3, Wild Style has the powers of double jump, or can jump higher, or she can find hidden bricks. Batman can either use the grapple gun or the batarang, and Gandalf can either do magic or light up areas. That's every puzzle.
Oh.
Because they can't do any other things. They can't introduce new elements because you don't have Slimer or
pieces to do
Gizmo.
that.
the way that they get around that is they introduce puzzles with the portal. So there's a portal that you put it on, and the portal has 3 slots. It has a left slot, a right slot, and a middle slot. And what they do is that there are 5 different types of puzzles, which are keystone puzzles. There are puzzles based on colors, which are, you'll get these spots on the ground where if you walk on it, it'll turn your guy blue, red, or yellow. And it's like, all right, you need to make the left slot yellow, the right slot blue, and the middle slot, red. And then that'll solve the puzzle. Or you have to combine colors. So like you got to make the left slot purple. So you got one person on the blue and one person on the red, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got other ones where it's depending on if you move it from one part or the other on the portal, you'll go through different like portals in the game, and you'll get to different areas that you couldn't before to solve longer term puzzles. There's also one where there's a location one where you got to find a hidden object. And so what it is on the screen, you're moving around, but you're looking at the portal to see if it turns more red or green. And it's like, hot or cold. If it turns more green, you're finding the secret thing. Then there's one where it's like putting it on the left side makes you taller, putting it on the left side makes you shorter, or flip that, and it's all a puzzle about being small and going through these little puzzles. Or there's an elemental one where it's like if you're on the left, you've got fire powers. If you're on the right, and so you're physically having to pick it up and put it through the slots. It's cool the first time you do it. Yeah. And then but the thing is they run out of different, so it's like that one where you're big or small, it's always the same where you're going through like this kind of like hamster wheel puzzle where you got to go through these little things as a little guy. But the only way they can make it a puzzle is, it's missing a piece, and now you got to go find it and make a guy big and put it in. But it's the same thing over and over again. The same with like the location puzzles, literally just find it and locate it every time. So there's not a lot of depth. The reason it's also at the same time the best game is that we're talking about like the first time you played Lego Harry Potter, you only had very specific characters, and then you would have to go through it a second time.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that here because there's a trophy for like finding every mini kit in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of the mini kits in these levels are hidden behind powers you can only get if you buy DLC. So they only need you to get 30. There's only 30 in the entire game that you can specifically get with the 3 characters you have. And so you have to find these very specific puzzles. Or if you just have every single piece like I do because I bought that collection, you can get in the first couple levels because it's like the very first level is on the Yellow Brick Road in Wizard of Oz land.
Okay.
And you turn around and there's a silver gate you can only get if you can destroy it with a silver character. Well, I've got the Cyberman from Doctor Who can break that. And then I went in and got hundreds of thousands of studs because they hit all these puzzles behind DLC.
Right.
So it's both the best game because most of the puzzles in this game, because these 3 characters, Gandalf, Batman, and Wildstyle, can only do so much. A lot of the puzzles are, how do you get on this ledge? Oh, you can do that puzzle, or you can just put Superman on and he can fly up there. Also, Superman's indestructible.
Oh, okay.
Because he's Superman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My favorite 2 characters
Wait, is there like no magic in the game?
Oh, there's... what do you mean?
Well, Superman's weak to magic.
That's not a real... Shut up. I mean, there is magic. Gandalf does magic, but it's just picking up things. My 2 go-to characters were Superman and Raven from Teen Titans, because Raven can also fly, but she has magic like Gandalf and electricity powers. And so you can skip a lot of the elemental puzzles that are all about unlocking the things so you can get to where you can do electricity to power something up, or I can just skip all that and fly. The levels of this game go... There's a level that is the best level in the game. There's a portal level. And there's Portal DLC. It's legitimate portal puzzles.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's great. And the first time I played it, I did it all to do them. And then the second time, there's a trophy for doing that level in under 25 minutes, which is hard as fuck if you play it for real. Or you can just cheat. And because all of these portal puzzles are about getting to the end of the thing, but it's getting the ability to like open a door, or you can just be Superman and fly around the door. You can skip large swaths of this game by just flying to the end.
Makes things a little bit easier, I guess.
It's amazing.
It makes me want to play Portal as Superman now, though. It's like great. You get stuck, you just punch a hole through the wall.
So then there's there's a bunch of vehicles, but the only vehicle they can rely that you have on is the Batmobile. So there's trophies for like upgrading the Batmobile. But the Batmobile doesn't matter when you can have the flying Ghostbuster car and just fly to the end with a specific person. Because a lot of these puzzles are like, yeah, I can fly up to this ledge with Superman, but only Batman can turn on the thing. Well, Batman can't get up there. What do? It's really simple. I take everybody off the portal, and then I take Superman off the portal, and the game goes, well, nobody's up here. What's going on? And then I put Batman on, and it just replaces him with Superman, and I've skipped the entire puzzle.
Perfect.
The trophies in this game are so fucking simple because it's just beat every level, beat the game. Get 30 of the mini kits out of like 140.
Mm-hmm.
Get 30 gold bricks out of like 1,000 in the game, which is nothing. And then each person has a hub world you can only go to if you put that character on the thing. And the hub worlds have like things to do, but you only need to do one of them, or do like 5 races, but you can do the same race 5 times. And then there's a trophy for like using each of those different like puzzles I was talking about with the keystones of like the locate, the chroma mode. Do each one of those a couple times, which except for the locate, you'll do it just by playing the game. And then there's only 24 out of 25 of those locate puzzles in the whole game. So all you do is you just load up that portal level again. You start at a very specific key point, and it's the very first one, and you get that trophy. It's a super easy trophy list, but for some reason it's ultra rare. It's very rare and super rare, or just rare on PS3 and PS4. And it's because of that portal trophy for doing the entire portal level in 25 minutes. Because with just the 3 characters, it's tight.
Yeah.
With Superman, it takes 12 minutes.
Course. I mean, he is the best, so it makes sense.
He's the best. It's got 13 DLC packs. I want to go through these really quick.
Yeah.
10 of them are just levels where they're just like, they're 30 to 45 minutes. They do make them long. And then 3 of them are level packs where there's 6 levels. But it's like, they put an entire Simpsons pack. This is where it gets cool, though. They put an entire Simpsons pack. You know what that Simpsons pack is? It's you replaying the level. Have you ever watched the episode of The Simpsons where Homer eats the too hot spicy chili and goes on a trip?
Yeah.
It's that episode.
Oh, that rules.
There's one where you just play Back to the Future. The Portal level is just more Portal with Whately, and they have even better puzzles, which you can, once again, wholeheartedly skip with Superman if you're doing it a second time. There's a Doctor Who one where the Doctor Who level is all like Zelda Oracle of Ages, where the idea is that you get in the TARDIS. It's like, I'm in post-apocalyptic London 2025. Well, I get in this TARDIS and I go back to 2015. I make this tree grow. And then in 2025, this tree is up so you can get over a thing. So it's got some cool shit. The Ghostbusters level is just replaying Ghostbusters 1. There's this one that's the Midway Arcade level pack. Also, there's a Midway Arcade level in the game where it's just like, hey, do you want to play Gauntlet but as Superman? Now, the Midway Arcade pack is cool because what that is there's a vehicle that is an old arcade cabinet, and you find arcade cabinets throughout the main game. They just put a bunch of that one is more, hey, you need to progress in the Midway Arcade level pack. You need to score at least the bronze challenge in Gauntlet, Defender, Robotron.
Oh shit! So they just put the games in.
They just put the game. It's one of the levels of the main game has a thing. It's like, oh, if you have this DLC pack and put it on, you can just play Paperboy. And what they do is, in those levels, if you hit a score, they just give you a shitload of studs.
Okay.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that it's like a little added bonus for...
Yeah. There's an Adventure Time level, but I don't know about Adventure Time. Like, that was just kind of I've always found Adventure Time kind of annoying.
It's actually really good. You should check it out.
I have. I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on. Here's a side piece. Get ready. It's called Things That Ryan Thinks Suck That You're Gonna Make. That's gonna be sad about it. You ready?
Yeah.
I don't like Adventure Time. I think Steven Universe is dog shit. I don't care about what was that other show that OKKO. I don't give a shit about there was something called Chowder.
I never checked into those.
All of these Cartoon Network shows that are for kids but 20-somethings have glomped onto is like, this is my whole personality. Suck shit.
Have you seen Regular Show?
I watched that episode of Regular Show. It was fine.
That's one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, I would actually say that. If
you think that your whole, if you've ever said, I'm this kind of gem in Steven Universe, I think less of you.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't thought that, but I do think it's a pretty solid show.
Nah, it sucks shit. Like, just complete ass. Anyway, there's now one of the longest ones, but I really liked. There's an entire level that is the first Mission Impossible movie, including a level where you have to rappel down in the CIA to get the knock list, and you have to go through lasers. Great level. The Sonic level plays like Sonic the Hedgehog 1. they make it go fast. And then in between each stage, you do the little. It goes a little too long, I will admit. But between each section of the level, you go through the bonus stage from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where you're like running, down the thing to avoid the bombs. That's pretty cool. They did a Goonies level, which is not the entire Goonies movie. It's from when Chunk breaks Sloth out until the end.
Oh, okay.
And you play as Chunk, Sloth, and Data. That's pretty good. And then there's 3 packs that are 6 levels each. And the first one is 2016 Ghostbusters. It's the worst fucking part of this game.
Much like the whole franchise of Ghostbusters. There's
the Lego Batman movie story pack, which I guess I never saw it, but I looked it up. It's kind of close to the idea. So the Lego Batman movie is like the Joker gets mad that Batman says he's not his actual nemesis and he means nothing to him. So he breaks out like all the villains or whatever. In this one, since they all have the licenses, it's the same thing, but instead of breaking out every Batman villain, it's like, oh, guess who got on his side? Voldemort.
Oh.
They just bring a bunch of weird people that like things from other licenses.
Right. Yeah, that's a little bit more interesting, I guess.
Yeah, because I guess in the movie there's something about the Phantom Zone. So the idea is inside the Phantom Zone, it wasn't just Batman and Superman villains. It was also like King Kong. Sauron was in the Phantom Zone. Voldemort was in the Phantom Zone. The Kraken was in the Phantom Zone. Gremlins were in the Phantom Zone. And then the final boss of the game of that level is Voldemort. Yeah. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And then the last pack is the first Fantastic Beasts and how you got to get them. And by that point, I was just like, I just want to be done.
And I will say, I think that's anyone that enjoys Harry Potter is kind of feels that way about that, anyways. So.
I would say that if you're playing these for fun, I feel like Lego Dimensions was cool, but it's definitely because of the way they had to do it and how they had to limit how you could play levels. It's definitely both a detriment if you care, but a top if you're just trying to get through it. Especially me playing it the second time, where it's like I've already experienced this. Let's just fucking cheat. It was great to just put Superman on and fly to the end of levels.
Right.
And like the DLC, they put time and care. So it's like, hey, when they do the Simpsons level, it starts with the Simpsons, and they remade the Simpsons opening in their thing. Fucking the entire game ends with GLaDOS is like a major character, and much like Portal and Portal 2, the game ends with a Jonathan Colton song sung by GLaDOS.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
When they do Ghostbusters, it's it starts like Ghostbusters. Sonic the Hedgehog starts with a screen where Lego Sonic. You know how Sonic the Hedgehog starts with the Sonic the Hedgehog logo comes out from the side and he's sitting there in the middle like wagging his finger at you.
Mm-hmm.
They do that. They have all of the right elements. It's just too bad it's wasted on this. I can't wait to be done with all the DLC because I paid $300 for this whole set plus shipping, and I'm gonna try and hopefully I'm talking to our friend Carlos, who seemed very interested for some reason, and I'm just gonna sell him exactly what I bought it for. So that way I was like, I'm not making a profit. Everything's here. I just played it to get all the trophies, and you can enjoy it, I'm assuming, with his kids. But I will have had my time with it, and I will move on. Should you out there hunt down everything for Lego Dimensions and do it? No. This game is expensive.
I was going to ask you, now that you've done 2 Toys to Life games, which one do you think was better? Do you think Skylanders is a better whole package?
The Skylanders was definitely more. Skylanders was definitely more devious because you'll find all those hats or orbs for other characters, and they will. And every other time when you play Skylanders, when it wants to tell you something, it auto where it always puts your cursor on no. When you find orbs for other characters, it auto puts your cursor on yes. And what it is that's an ad for. Do you want to see what Drobot is like? Do you want to see what Stomp? I don't remember the people's names, but it's just like, do you want to watch an ad about this one character? And it will auto put the character on yes when you're trying to get through it. Everything else, it's like, hey, do you pick this up? Do you want to put this hat on your character? Nah. So it's definitely more devious and more like buy more characters so you can unlock more of this game. This game seemed like they never bring up, hey, you need another character to it will, if you find a puzzle that you don't have a guy for, this little question block will pop up, and if you hit it, it will say, this can only be done by characters you found a pile that needs to be dug. Only Scooby-Doo and other characters can do this. And you can bring up a checklist and it'll show you every character in the game, not just what you have, but every download, every character and who has it. And it'll show check marks. If you've used one before, it's like, oh, you need to break down this wall, you need someone who can, or to grow this plant to get something, you need someone who has water powers. And then it would show, oh, you've used Krusty, you've used Aquaman, and then all the other characters that you haven't used. It's like, if you have one of these, it'll do it. And then that's it. It doesn't show you ads. It's just like, this is the characters that can do it. We'll tell you exactly what you need if you want to go buy that. That being said, I was able to, well, no, actually with Skylanders, I had to buy those power-ups to be able to do their trophies because they were so shit hard. Whereas here, I could have put time in and effort in and unlocked that portal one the easy way, or I did this. So I am actually going to say that I think Lego Dimensions is the better game, even though I don't like the gameplay of Lego games. At least Skylanders was Gauntlet.
Right.
I just don't like how nefarious fucking Skylanders was. I feel like Lego Dimensions was nicer in the, like, if you want this, this is what you would have to buy. That's it. Or this is what you have to have.
Right.
Just like, hey, like when you're in the hub where it's like you can go to any hub world. Every single one of these franchises has a hub world you can go to where it's like the hub world in Harry Potter, where it's like, oh, you know, in the fucking Simpsons hub world, it's Springfield, and there's a bunch of quests you can do, and you can spend, there's trophies for upgrades where it's like in the, you know, you can rebuild the Quickie Mart. And by doing that, it's just, it doesn't really do anything. It's just fun. Mm-hmm. Like you can rebuild the Krusty Land entrance. And sometimes that will lead to finding these gold bricks, or they will give you more studs, but it's fun. So when you go to a portal, it's like, hey, to enter the fucking Gremlins portal, you're going to need either Gizmo, you're going to need Gizmo, or it's like, hey, do you want to enter the Jurassic World portal? You need this character. And it'll just say, if you put one of those characters on, you can get on. That's it. It doesn't then try to show you an ad. It doesn't trick you into playing the ad. So I'll give them credit for that. However, this game is so much longer than Skylanders.
Yeah.
I still think this is the better game. I'm going to give it a silver. I'm going to say for trophies, because for trophies, I'm going to give it 2 scores. One if you just have the base kit, and one if you have extra stuff like me. If you just have the base kit, I would give it a silver, or I'd give it a bronze, just because they do, like, there's only 30 kits you can get, so you have to get all the exact ones, and some of them are kind of hidden well. And then you have to replay shit, or you can only get these gold bricks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is hard. If you have everything, this game's a gold just because it's so fucking easy to cheat. The only reason it doesn't get a platinum is because there's a money aspect.
Right. If you've got the money to buy everything.
And then hopefully, but the thing is, at the end of the day, if I can resell this, then it costs me nothing.
Exactly. And then you just gotta have a fun time with the game.
Well, fun is subjective. Overall, I want to say this. I want you to tell me your thoughts as the Lego series on a whole, as for fun, and then I'm going to talk about the Lego series on a whole as a trophy hunter. What is your final word as the fun factor of these games? If
you're really into that franchise, you'll probably have fun through the story.
Exactly. Yes, that's perfect.
As a completion standpoint, I can't really recommend it, because unless you really love it, and look, I really love Harry Potter, despite that fucking of a writer.
What?
No.
You can't say that. We're going to get in trouble. You can hate her, but you can't say that word. No. Time out. This is for real.
What? Do people really not like that word?
I think people really do not like that word.
Okay,
just bleep it.
Yeah, I'll just. Well, no, hang on.
Just bleep it and leave all this in so people know exactly what word we're talking about.
Okay, perfect. Fuck her.
Yeah, she sucks.
Hold on.
Sucks. Time out. You got up my ass about me wanting to put Hogwarts Legacy on our most anticipated game. You're like, I can't let you talk about that. And now you're the one that brought. No, hold on. You're the one that brought the first Harry Potter game to our shores.
I did. Having said that, I bought the game used. I didn't. She's not getting any of my money. GameStop. Shout outs GameStop. Even though the guy was super attached to my hip the whole time I was in the store.
To be fair, I think I've only ever bought one Lego game new, and it was that Lego Incredibles
that's the difference.
on Amazon.
Like, if you buy that game used, we'll talk about it. I want no money of us doing this podcast to go to that fucking turf's pocket.
I'm just gonna. Well, you won't know if I did or not. I'll just tell you I bought it used, and you'll have to. I guess it'll come down to: do you trust your friend Ryan or not?
Oh man,
we're 100% talking about that game when that comes out. I cannot wait. It looks so good.
I know, like my whole childhood, there's like 3 franchises where I was like, if they just continued doing stuff in this world, I'd be happy. And that's one of them.
That's not true about Harry Potter because those fucking Fantastic Beasts movies.
Well, no, because I still liked them. I still like those movies.
Not good. None of them have been good. Anyway, what's the other two? What's the other two?
What?
You said 3 franchises that could go.
Star Wars and Dragon Ball.
You just picked 3 franchises that went on and just got worse over time.
No, because Dragon Ball I think got better. Well, not better.
Actually,
I think
don't know. I've never watched Super, but I've
Super's great. I love it.
I've heard a lot of people say that like it's losing.
Also, hot take. GT is good, so whatever.
GT's not canon.
Yeah, but it's totally fine. But Star Wars was the first time that I've ever. Like, I came out of that 9th movie and I was just like, you know what? I think it might be better if they just stop doing this.
But Mandalorian's good.
Yeah, but that's that's the thing. Anything Dave Filoni's on, gold.
Anyway, I want to say that Lego games, coming from me as a trophy hunter, these are, with the exception of I think like 2 Lego games, they're all the same and they're all easy. Yeah. The only Lego games that you shouldn't play because one of them is Lego Rock Band, because that's just straight up Rock Band, and one of the trophies is for like, it's for completing
Fire and Flames.
No, the final countdown 100% guitar solo on expert. That game has like 0.67. Yeah, it's like they made it's straight up, it's just Rock Band but with Lego stuff. And you figure it's like, oh, it's gonna be easy for kids. It's like, no, it's just another Rock Band game. And all the Rock Band games, they always put one that's like, unless you're a professional musician, you're never gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other Lego game that you shouldn't play is Lego Worlds, because that is Minecraft, but Minecraft without the cheating. Because in Minecraft,
Minecraft is really good if you mod it.
I have the Minecraft PS4 Platinum because people make trophy worlds, where the idea is that you go to a server that is specifically set up to come over here and press this button and it'll do the thing to give you the trophy, which is great. It's automated. It's so much fun. I did a stream once where it's like going through Disneyland. It's like going like Trophy Disneyland. I have a PS3 copy of Minecraft, and I think somebody made a PS3 world, so I might do that sometime. But it's like the Lego Worlds it's Minecraft, but there's no way to do that, so you actually do have to play the game, and apparently the game is very, very hard. Because you have to collect 1 billion studs, and there's no multipliers.
Ugh, I don't want to do that. That sounds awful.
So just don't.
Give me my 3,000 multiplier.
So the answer is just don't. But overall, I would say that Lego games are an easy plat if you ever need it. They're all the same, and they're usually cheap because people will play them and resell them almost immediately.
Yeah.
I would just say that they are very quick to get burned out. So my rule of thumb would be don't play more than 2 or 3 a year. Definitely don't play them in a row. This is the first time I've ever done that by playing Lego Mentions and immediately playing it again. And I'm burned out. I still got on this version. I've platinumed the game, and I've done so far The Simpsons, Back to the Future, and Portal. I still need to do Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Midway Arcade, Adventure Time, Mission Impossible, Sonic, Goonies, and the 3 story packs. So that's 18, 19, 20, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. I still have 25 more levels I need to do.
Jeez.
And every pack is the same. So like the DLC packs, they're all 3 trophies. And for the ones that are 1 level, it's a trophy. They're all bronze. So these are all also, they're a waste of time for serious trophy hunters who are looking for quantity like me. I'm doing this for the completion aspect because it's funny to me, but it's like, it's 3 bronze trophies, so it's only 45 points, and it's play the level, find 1 mini kit, and get the stud score, the rule breaker. And then for the level packs, it's beat all 6 levels, get rule breaker at least once, and then do 1 quest in the hub world. But the quests in the hub world don't unlock until you've beaten all 6 levels. So instead of having to find mini kits, that's also nice though, because all you have to do is just what the level entails. So if you see anything that's like, that's a power I didn't really talk about this. You know how, like I said, in the main game, they only do powers off the 3 guys?
Yeah.
In the fucking other levels, they only do powers based off what the one figure has.
Oh.
In the Simpsons level, every single power,
sense.
every single puzzle can be solved by Homer or the vehicle that Homer can unlock.
Okay.
Which is how they do that is they give you these little tags that are rewritable. It's like how Amiibos can rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you things like make this figure and then put it on there. Of course, I don't make the figures because I don't fucking care. And I just put this tag on. It reads as, okay, this is now the ghost trap. And I'll use that until the end. Or this is now the companion cube. And so you just have to get through the level, which is nice because if I see any puzzle that's like, Homer can't do that, which means I don't have to do it. And I just move on.
Right. And
even though I'm playing a Superman and flying to the end, if it's like, I got to do something, but it's like, well, Homer's only got the powers to either break glass or get big and punch a wall. Thankfully, Superman can already punch walls. And Homer's break glass is a wind-up, but Doctor Who's is immediate. So I played through the whole Homer level as Superman and Doctor Who.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway.
It's a good team up.
yeah. Superman and Doctor Who, they're the best.
Wait, which Doctor is it that you play as?
It's the 12th one, Peter Capaldi. It's actually voiced by Peter Capaldi, by the way.
Oh, interesting enough, I guess.
Good for him. Good for him. I get behind it. I only ever watched David Tennant.
Yeah,
Doctor
he's the
Who.
best.
He's the best. And then Matt Smith, and I watched a couple and was like, this guy sucks. Should you play Lego games? Like I said, yes, you can find them relatively cheap. Like those two Lego Ninjago games that I just bought for Vita were like $15 a piece. And that's only because they're Vita games, and Vita games always go a little bit more because at this point, Vita games are only sold to collectors. Nobody's buying Vitas for their kids. You know what I mean? But still,
I think I paid like $10 for, and that gave me both of them.
Like I said, I bought both Harry Potter. I now own every Harry Potter game because there was a sale on Amazon. I forgot the other one I bought that, thanks again to our friends at Cheap Ass Gamer, I was able to get at Walmart for like $5. He was like, yo, it's on clearance at Walmart. For $5, I got the PS4 collection that you got.
Yeah.
I found for $5 once at a used game store, I have the Vita, and it's only 5 and 7 is all they ever put on Vita. And then I now own both PS3, 1 and 4, and 5 and 7. I can technically I can get 5 Harry Potter Platinums if I wanted to, which I probably will over the course of the next 6 years. But, I think that after I'm done with Lego Dimensions, I will be playing a Lego game soon because I'm taking a trip and I'm bringing my Vita. So a Lego game is very easy to play on a plane.
Looking at you, Lego Chima.
I've got to keep the streak. We should say where the streak's at.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but like as far as like an actual 20 to 30 hour Lego game, I will probably not play another one of those until either the end of the year or not until next year.
I feel that. And I definitely won't because I got very bored of it.
I don't expect you to ever play one again, and I would never assume unless they made like if they made a Lego Digimon game, I feel like that's the only time you would ever.
That. I would definitely do that.
Yeah. Wow, we talked about Lego way more than I thought we were going to.
Yeah,
that was fun to do. That was our first episode that was more in like a genre, and I kind of liked it. We got to do another one of those in the future. I have an idea for another genre one.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I'm definitely down to look at genres. Especially like this one was fun because it's nice to go back and revisit something that I've done in the past because I haven't played a Lego game in maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
So
I would say right there, if hearing this, you're like, I'd like to pick up a Lego game. Maybe the one to play, it's the longest one ever, but maybe that Skywalker Saga that came out because it's all 9 movies. It's fucking long. It's like the length of 3 full Lego games, but people seem to love it. So maybe that's the one for you.
Yeah.
I would just like to really quickly say the streak is at 147 days. Ooh. And while we've been on the streak, I've gotten 4,932 overall trophies on the streak. Also, this has become my best month ever for trophies because my previous most trophies in a month was what month was it? It was September of 2021. I got 1,432 trophies. We've still got half a month, and I'm already at 1,520.
God damn!
I'm gonna try to break 2,000 in the month. I'm a machine.
Again, I think you should do like a 12-hour, making an event so that people know about it and just be like, I'm going for it.
Listen, I did that for 5 hours. We started very strong with like 70 people. And by the end of it, we were like 29. Granted, it ended at 11:30 at night. Yeah.
And not only that, it was almost 3 a.m. where I was. So it's
I'll consider it.
Yeah. I think you should. I think a lot of people would like that.
We'll talk. We'll see. go subscribe to twitch.tv/dr_Ryan, and maybe if those numbers go up, we'll do it. All money raised by my stream will be used to buy more dumb games. So there you go. If you want to give me, you don't have, listen, I'm not going to sit here and beg. You don't have to give me money. I don't want to be that kind of person. If you do want to give me money, I will gladly take it. Fuck. I accidentally forgot I had a sound alert on last night, and our friend Arkwright did it, and he paid me 1,500 bits for 10 minutes of screaming and farting, which is just fart noises over like the Wilhelm scream. And then I accidentally restarted it near the end, so it went for 18 minutes because I could not turn it off. I made that $50 because I never want to hear that again. But if someone wants to be crazy, they can make me listen to 10 minutes. And I couldn't turn the volume down, so it was at like max volume. If anyone out there wants to pay me $50 to ruin my stream, it's always available. This has been a good episode.
Yeah.
Now it's the time where I ask you, did anyone call in?
We do have a call in.
Okay. What is it?
And you know what? I'm going to even...
is this the one from last time that you wouldn't tell me?
It is. It is the one from last time that I wouldn't tell you.
Before we get to that one, do we have any others?
I'm going to save that one. I
want to answer a question because I don't think I told me this wasn't a question.
Here we go. We have a question for you.
Okay. It says, I want a question. I want some good discussion. Let's go ahead.
Really enjoyed listening to the Dark Cloud episode during the podcast.
Who is this from?
I'll keep that a secret for right now.
Is it Taiwan?
The subject is no bit only question. So
okay. Fine.
Really enjoyed listening to the Dark Cloud episode. During the podcast, Dr. Ryan mentions that he likes the building part of RTS games, but not the fighting part, which I 100% agree with. My question is, when you finish building your ideal base and have basically everything, do you ever just stop playing and never touch the game? Or do you start a new kingdom, try to find other ways to improve your base, castle, etc.? And then also, do you ever have that problem with any other games or genres that you play? And then it's Tylon. Hell yeah. Shout out to Tylon. You're the best.
All right, hey, Tylon. What? That was a good question. Tylon, you're officially off probation.
And not only that, he sweetens the pot with a PS. I watched a playthrough of Dark Cloud on YouTube, and I have to agree with Dr. Ryan's score.
Fuck yeah, Tylon rules. The only 0 we've ever given out to Dark Cloud.
No, it's totally fine.
It got a 0.
We'll have this fight at the end of the year.
I listened back to that, and I'm annoyed that every single time I would say I didn't like something, you just went, well, that didn't happen to me, so it's fine. It's like you just are. You're gaslighting me.
No, I'm not gaslighting because it's 100% truth. The things that happened in my game happened to me, and that was my experience of the game, which was totally fine.
But you can't negate my experiences just because.
But I guess what I'm trying to explain is that one doesn't outweigh the other.
Having this conversation.
Yes, we'll talk about this in December.
Anyway, as far as Tylon's question, usually in those games, however, I'm playing them for trophies. So it's like once I've done everything I need. Or are you talking about in old games like in StarCraft and all that?
I think it's just general broad kind of.
I mean, there's not a lot of games that exist that are like just make your thing and leave. Like the closest would be Civ, but with Civ, I had very specific things I was trying to do.
Right.
And thankfully, not a lot of the Civ trope. Oh, by the way, I could do Civ 6 again on EU now also, which is great.
Speaking of Civ 6, I've kind of got an idea for Civ 6. A stream, if you will.
I already got all the trophies. Well, you know what? There's DLC trophies. So, anyway, as far as like, do I just start over again? Most of the time, if I'm doing one of those, it's for trophies. So it's like, well, I've gotten all the trophies. It's time to move on. Mm-hmm. I don't replay games unless I can get trophies again, or I'm speedrunning RE7. That seems to be the only thing I replay. But soon I'll be able to get all the trophies in RE7 again. What was the other question?
It was that, but like, do you experience that in other games or genres?
I feel like when it comes to fighting games, I will get all the trophies, and then it's like, I got all the trophies. Even if I like the fighting, it's like, yeah, I guess some friends want to play, or I could just play something else. It's hard for me. It's like, it's the reason I haven't gotten to be like, yo, all the homies are playing Warzone. Get on. It's like, well, why? I could just talk. Like the reason you play Warzone is to hang out with someone, right?
Right.
The games are an excuse to hang out. I can hang out while everyone else is playing Warzone while I'm playing, something Lego else. The Incredibles, because who cares?
Yeah.
I don't need to be interacting that way to interact with people. So it's never really been a thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I really like RTSs and stuff, and whenever I'm doing those kind of like building games, I do like to replay to try to make it more streamlined, try to figure out like where I went wrong in certain aspects, and try to fix that if I really enjoyed the game. Now, if it's something that I didn't enjoy, of course I'm moving on. But if I enjoyed it and there's something there, I will definitely go back and try to get better. And it's the same way in like a fighting game, as you said, it'll be something that I actually, if I want to play it, like if I feel like the mechanics are fun enough, like honestly, Nickelodeon All-Star Smash, fucking excellent game. It was something that I wanted to put time and effort into and to getting better. So like that was definitely something. But I love Smash Brothers too. But I feel like that's too broad of a game that it just kind of like I don't go back on it too much to try to be a perfectionist about it or get good at it, I guess I should say. But I don't know, like other genres though, if there's something in like a JRPG that I really like, at times whenever I beat the game, I'll go and look for speedruns and see what a speedrun looks like, that what it would entail, and figure out if I can,
I definitely feel like, no offense to Tom,
figure that out.
This was definitely more a question for you, because like when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, never ask me a question about what do you think about replaying a game this way, because my favorite game of all time, my favorite game of all time, Persona 5, love that game to death, but I'll probably never play that game again for like maybe 20, 30, maybe when I'm 60 or whatever. But it's like, if I want like Persona 4, I fucking love Persona 4. I could play it again. I still can play it again on the Vita, on the EU version. But like, until I had a copy of that, it's like, oh man, I miss Persona 4. You know what I'll do? I'll just watch Persona 4, the animation.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there.
If I want to play Persona, if I get the itch of like, I miss Persona 5, I'll just watch the Persona 5 anime.
Yeah, I definitely love going back and replaying games. So, but then also, and like, I love the speed running aspect, because I really do enjoy speed running games. It's just I haven't done enough of it in the last. At the end of the
day, I would equate my way to play video games as I am a shark and I need to keep moving forward, and that number needs to go up. The only games that I replay nowadays are old Nintendo. It's like.
And shitty fucking
that's fucking different. That's technically playing it new because new trophies. But I'm talking about if I'm playing a game that I've already played, it is usually a Nintendo game that I can play handheld at my office or on a plane or somewhere where it's like, I just need to play this game and move on, because those are the like. I think that there has to be a 10-year buffer of the last time I played a game to play it again when trophies don't. Rely into it.
I think of my top 10 games, I'll play those once a year, and then anything after that, I think it's like a good 5-year buffer between.
What's the other email?
Okay, so now the other email that I hid from you, which is going to tie into what we are going to play next.
Is it also from Taiwan?
It is not. It is from our friend Joe. He writes, it's so plain and straight to the point. I love this. Your 24th episode is the subject.
Okay.
Since your 24th episode is coming up, I thought it would be cool if you played 24 the video game.
Oh, and then links there was a to the Wikipedia.
Yeah. So, as it is my choice next, I'm saying we should absolutely play 24 for our 24th video game.
That game is only on PlayStation 2, though.
Yes, unfortunately. So I have a PS2 version coming, and I'm gonna play it.
Wait, we're doing an episode that's not about trophies?
Well, I think the trophy in this is getting to the end, right?
We did say, we did say that we would do old, and if we did, I remember on the first episode we said we would do, if we did a game without trophies, the difference would be you would just play it and I would complete it. So I'll complete 24.
Gotcha.
Okay. I wonder what it's, we're
going to look at an old game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 24.
24 for 24.
Shout out Jack Bauer. You know what would have been funny? What I should have done? You remember how we, how would I have known? But now would be a funny time for me to have instead played Alpha Protocol. There's that. Like I said, they use Jack Bauer as one of the 3Js. All right, cool. All right, 24th episode, 24. We should also note, I want to put this out there now.
Yes.
We do this every other week. However, next episode, which will be coming out 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
And today, what is today's the 20th.
Yes.
2 weeks from today would be June 3rd.
Yes.
A week after that, June 9th, Jeff Keighley is doing his Jeff 3.
Yes. Well, he's doing wait.
Yeah,
he is doing it on the 9th. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
That's a Thursday. He's going to do Jeff 3. We are going to record a follow-up, and our 25th episode is actually going to come out on June the 10th. So not only are you're getting an episode 3 weeks in a row next month. You're going to get one on the 3rd, one on the 10th, and one on the 20th.
Small little bonus.
You're going to get a bonus episode. We're going to do Trophy 3 June 10th. If you want to, the day after everything gets announced, if you want to hear our thoughts on everything that's coming out. So strap in. June's going to have a lot of content, and I can't wait.
Not only that, we have 3 episodes in July too. So guys, strap in. We're getting towards our first year.
Those are like on normal basis.
Yeah, but that's still like we only have 3 every twice a year, so that's like it's. Well,
we had 3 in April. We had 3 in April. We're gonna have 3 in June.
That was a special one.
I mean, this is special. So I just feel like eventually there's gonna be an episode every day. We're gonna be the Joe Rogan of video games. They're gonna be 5 episodes. They're gonna be 5-minute episodes because it's like, what did we platinum this time? I platinumed space poop on
on the Vita.
PS4. Yeah. Anyway, this has been a way longer episode than I thought. That's great. This is a great episode. Hey, if you like this episode, why don't you go to wherever you can rate episodes and give us 5 stars?
Yes,
and
please.
leave a review and just put the review. This has been a great episode, and Ryan was right about Dark Cloud. No. And call into us at what's the email?
It's just the name of the show altogether. So I have more trophies than you at gmail.com.
Still too long. And follow us on Twitter, do all that fun stuff. Follow us on Twitch, watch our streams, and go hassle someone at Gamefly to give me a sponsorship.
Dave, Gamefly, where are you?
I want a sponsorship. Where's my special sponsorship?
You gotta get in with the right stuff. You could definitely get some better stuff than I'm getting.
I want to get sponsored by Raspberry Peace Tea. I'm a little more. Someone was asking me this on my stream. Is like, yo, get a G Fuel's what's it called sponsorship, and I was like, fuck no, that's just sugar.
Hey, I'll take it. Fuck it, G Fuel.
That's the difference between you and me. Is like you're hustling. You'll do anything.
Well, yeah, because
I'm a doc. Hey, Chris, I'm a doctor first. I'm not going to sit here and tell people, hey, do you want to just put crystallized sugar in? It's G Fuel is basically just Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got some vitamins and shit in it. But...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It's debatable if on those those vitamins.
Well, look, anyway, I mean, and again, I'll say this right here because I don't know if I've ever put it up. Yeah, I'm someone who. I guess content creating is the way that I make money. Twitch is the only way that I make money right now. So if you want to support me, all for it. Come watch streams. I stream every Friday at least. I tend to stream late night Wednesdays. So
jokes aside, do support Chris and
I do hustle
and all of their stuff. Me, if you actually want to monetarily support me, move to Southern Oregon and then get in a car accident and then come to my office and let me charge your personal injury protection insurance through your car insurance, because that's honestly how chiropractors make most of their money, is through car accident claims. Damn. So I'm being honest. I mean, I want to help people. I want to help as many people as I can.
And I want to entertain. I'm just saying,
so I make more money if you've been in a car accident, because if I adjust you, listen, here's how it works. I charge every company the same amount for an adjustment. It's just that you have what are called allowables, and the contract I have with the government for Medicare means that whatever I charge for an adjustment, they're only going to pay me $26.27. However, if you've been in a car accident and I charge your car insurance, I'm getting exactly what I'm charging, which is a much higher number that I'm not going to say out loud. And so, that's all it is. I just need more. It's the weirdest thing. I don't want people to get in car accidents, but I need them to get in car accidents, and I need them to come to me.
It's the
but I do want. This makes me sound terrible. I do generally love just helping people. I really do.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's just better for me if they've been in a horrific car accident.
They're totally
not horrific. Mangled. Don't get mangled. Just get whiplash, and I'll take care of you.
Holy shit!
This is
what an episode.
Maybe take this out.
No, we're leaving all of this in.
All right. No, I'm gonna have you bleep it by saying that you live at 4632.
You can't keep doing this.
I can do this forever. It's gonna be greater when you move to Portland and I get to say your address there.
Oh, soon. That shit's so soon. So
stop listening to this. Go do something else.
Yeah, we're turning the episode off.
Yeah.
Say the thing.
No.
Well, keep listening then. I'm gonna keep going.
You've got me in a quandary.
It's not over yet. How are you enjoying it?
I got like 2 hours before I have to play D&D on the internet, and I'm hungry. But I also like the idea of holding you hostage.
We just sit here and have like a 2-hour post episode.
Should we flip a coin like I did last time?
Yeah, flip a coin.
Okay, I'm gonna flip this coin. If it's heads, we end the episode. If it's tails, we have to go at least 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Well, I need a coin.
What do we, okay, I've got it.
Yeah. What do you got?
I don't have a coin, but I have an idea if we have to go 5 minutes.
Hold on. I gotta do, we're true gamers, so we're doing this with a quarter.
I have a Pokemon coin around here somewhere.
It's a quarter from Connecticut, too. It's a Connecticut quarter. Okay. Heads, end the episode.
Yes.
Tails, you have to listen to me talk about what happened in professional wrestling last night for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So last night, Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of Raw they were in the main event, and they're the tag team champions. And they apparently they went to John Laurinaitis, who's the head of talent relations. He's a real piece of shit. And they put their titles on his desk, and they walked out. And then the fucking WWE had the fucking gall to be like, they didn't hold up their commitment to you, the fans. And they walked out of what we had advertised. By the way, they advertised that main event 20 minutes before they walked out. And they're mad because they were told, hey, you guys are the tag team championships. You worked very hard for these. We're not going to use them for like at least 2 to 3 months. We're just going to have you lose to other people and do other feuds. And the tag team championships don't matter. And they went, this is fucking bullshit. We have artistic integrity. Also, WWE does this independent contractor bullshit shit, but they try to keep them like they're employed, like tell them what they can't do, like stream on Twitch and shit. So fuck them. Not Sasha and Naomi. They're great. Right. Fuck WWE. Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck every little fucking Matt Cardona, who I thought was doing great, made a tweet today that was all like, huh. He was like, if I could go back in time, when Kane pushed me off that ledge, I would go back and say, you're not respecting me, the internet champion, and I would put my neck brace on there. And it's just like, shut the fuck up, man. Even CM Punk called him out. It's like, why are you being such a little bitch boy stooge after knowing that everything WWE is wrong? So I support Naomi and Sasha Banks. I hope Naomi, I don't know. She'll probably patch these up and go back because her husband works there, and her husband is one of the Usos, which means she's connected to Roman, so she can get whatever she wants. I think Sasha Banks is one of the best women wrestlers on the planet. Let her fucking walk out. Guess who she has a connection with? Her cousin, Snoop Dogg. Guess who Snoop Dogg has a connection with? AEW. If fucking Sasha Banks goes to AEW, that would change the fucking landscape of their women's wrestling, because right now it's kind of shitty. They just don't give it enough like time. Yeah. And that's I'll say the one thing, it's definitely gotten worse lately, but WWE was doing great on the women's wrestling. And the last couple like year or so, they've really shit the bed on it. So it's like, put Sasha in there, and then maybe that injects some new life. And also because of the eyes that Sasha will bring, that will make them have to do more women's wrestling. And then you can give some of the best women wrestlers on the planet they have, like Ruby Soho, like fucking Jamie Hayter. Sorry, I don't want to say Trisha. Jamie Hayter, like Hikaru Shida, like Yuka Sakazaki, like Riho. And it'll make more people watch them, like Thunder Rosa. However, don't let Thunder Rosa talk. I like Thunder Rosa. She is not good on the mic. And then Bailey, who I think is another one of my best one. Maybe Bailey will see is like, oh, fuck. It is better over here, and maybe she'll jump, but she probably won't because she gets a lot more money from WWE also, and not to talk about wrestlers' personal lives, but her ex-fiance Aaron Solo does work at AEW, so maybe that's a little weird because like they hired CM Punk and then you don't see Colt Cabana as much, and people are like, maybe Colt Cabana is not re-signing, but that's not for me to talk about, and I respect both CM Punk and Colt Cabana, and I have nothing to talk about that. So maybe Aaron Solo and Bailey don't work, but also bring Bailey over because she's also one of the best wrestlers, and then you get Asuka to come over because Asuka is the best women's wrestler on the planet, one of the top 10 best wrestlers on the planet. And then you get more people from from Stardom and Tokyo Joshi, and bring Maki Ito over more, bring Mayo Ishitani over, bring fucking Io Shirai, get her out of NXT, and then you know what? And then what you do is Rampage, you move it to 2 hours and you make it all women's wrestling. Shut up. I need to talk for 30 more seconds.
Well, no, I was going to say, why does anyone watch WWE anymore? Like, they seem like the shittiest company. Like, why are fans still supporting them?
Because people are stupid. I mean, it's the same.
I mean, I guess it's the love of the sport. But...
A lot of no, it's not the love of the sport. It's people that are brainwashed. You get these people online that will blindly defend AEW or I think blindly defending any company is wrong. I love AEW. I'm also willing to call out their bullshit when they do shit wrong. They have a bloated roster and they have too many people on it. Be that as it may, I think the people that blindly support WWE, especially with everything wrong they've done, such as, I don't know, Saudi blood money, firing people during a pandemic, disrespecting your wrestlers and keeping them in contracts that do not do anything but help your bottom line, when you firing people who are doing their best and bringing it in so that you can save $2 million more when you're having the best fucking year possible. That kind of shit. It's been 5 minutes. Let's flip a coin again.
Again?
I said 5 minutes and we flip a coin again.
Oh, no.
So I just think that when it comes to wrestling, you just have to open the gate more. I can't wait until Forbidden Door in June. And at the end of that, I hope that New Japan is willing to work with AEW more. Also, fuck WWE. Just stop watching it. There are good wrestlers in WWE, but you know what? I'm going to equate it to this. You don't want to give your money to HP Lovecraft. That's not her name. J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
I don't want to give my money to Vince McMahon.
That's fair. I mean, he seems like a twat.
Here's wrestlers in WWE that I wish weren't in WWE. Bayley, Asuka, Sasha Banks, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Who else do I want? Tommaso Ciampa. Is that about it? That's about it. Oh, Shinsuke. Get Shinsuke out of there. But the thing is, let's say in my perfect world, you put all those people in AEW. Now AEW has too many people. Unfortunately, AEW started as this ragtag, like we're the best of the indies, and it was great. But then they got these big names, and it's like they really need to start cutting people. It sucks, but it's true. They have too many people on a roster that they don't use. Like when you brought in CM Punk and you bring in Adam Cole and you bring in Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, it's like, well, why the fuck? What do we still need Chaos Project for? Why are we still hiring? I like him, but why is Frankie Kazarian's there? Because he's friends with the Bucks. But I'm just like, they don't have the name recognition. I love the Acclaimed, but I don't need to be seeing Private Party anymore. As good as they are, it's like they've just got too many people. I'm going to be nice and flip the coin again. It's been 3 minutes. I have more trophies than you.
Hell yeah. All right.
We're going to get some hate for that.
That's all you.
That was funny.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to send us questions, gaming memories, comments, or if you just want to know when the next episode's going to drop, then you can follow us on Twitter at MoreTrophiesPod. That's MoreTrophiesPod. That's MoreTrophiesPod. Also, you can email us at ihavemoretrophiesthanyou@gmail.com. It's just the name of the show, all one word, at gmail.com. Also, be sure to follow Ryan at Dr._Ryan on Twitter. You can also keep up to date with his Monday night Twitch streams office hours at twitch.tv/Dr._Ryan. That's Dr._RYAN. Dr._Ryan on both Twitch and Twitter. And follow Chris on Twitter at Burezu in Japan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I'm going to spell it out for you right now. That's BUREZUINJAPAN. It's all one word, Burezu in Japan on Twitter. And when they are streaming, you can check them out at twitch.tv/BlazeTK. That's BLAZE, the letter T, the letter K on Twitch. BlazeTK. Thank you again so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.